What is going on, everybody? So excited to be here tonight. Little change of plan, we'll get into that here shortly. Just glad you're all here. So right now, satellites are linking up. People are getting the notification to come join this live session. We have a very special guest tonight. Right now, we're just going to rock out and let a few more of you guys come in. We have some really cool videos lined up, some cool announcements, some cool things we want to talk about. But mainly, a good homie of mine is going to come online with us tonight, and we're going to have a one-on-one discussion and really talk about what is our favorite crime. I think our guest is going to have a really good answer. He's probably got a lot of answers to choose from. He's going to have to pick his most favorite, and we'll get into that later. All right. Cool. Very nice. About 40 of you guys in, early birds. I see Pascal is in the comments, our most favorite German, who has now been deemed worthy to hold the title of honorary Texan. So, let's give it up for Pascal. What is up, you guys? Or let me get my controls out of the way. Let's see here. There we go. Where is he? There he is. My man. How's everyone doing? So our guest, not quite here yet. He's actually babysitting, so he's got to figure out what to do with all the kids. They're not his kids, but he's got to figure out like where to put them so he can join this live stream. So Cody's babysitting some kids, and he's probably gonna have to find a babysitter to watch them while he's babysitting them, so that he can come on this live stream and talk about crime. Essentially, is what's happening, as far as I know. What is up, everyone? Super Geo Killer, what's going on, my dog? Where is he? There he is. Hey, as soon as we get a few more of you in the stream, I got a little sizzle reel that I want to show you guys to get you really hyped up about some cool stuff that we have going on in the future. Where's everyone at tonight? And I know it's a Thursday, but come on. Most of you guys are taking like this Friday off. Most of you guys have all of next week off. Oh yeah, Pascal, my man. So if you guys didn't know it, that flag up there with the Kalash Bash logo, that German flag, my man right here. Came all the way from Germany to come do an AK event. This one here. Oh, look, we're even wearing the same shirt. Did not plan that. And brought us a couple of hand-painted German flags with a hand-painted Kalash Bash logo. That's super dope. Finally hung it up. I stopped being lazy. Finally got that handled. Just tell him it's not safe to sit on babies. You might squash them. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I think, I don't know. I think he's probably dropped him off like at a Walmart or something and pinned a 20 on their shirts. And he's like, just give me an hour. I'll be back. That's probably what happened. Detroit, Michigan. Richella Bella. Chester, what's going on, my man? Michael. Dylan up in here again. Thoughts on an AMD65? Dude, I used to have one that was dope. FEG receiver, was super sick. We've talked about it before. I never should have sold it. Awesome guns. Very awesome guns. Hey, so while we have a few of you here, I don't know if you've heard the news, but we have a brand new event. It's brand new. In fact, where's my thing here? Super excited about it. It's called Lethal Weapons Texas. A lot of you know us, Dissident Arms. A lot of what we do is focused around Kalash Bash and AK events. But we've decided to try something very different. We get emails all the time from people that have all different types of guns. FALs, roller guns, sub guns, classic carry handle AR. So we have brought to you freaking Lethal Weapons Texas. Imagine an event totally centered around retro guns and the love for retro guns. Well, we've done it. We've partnered up with Sons of Liberty Gunworks. Some really cool guys over there. In fact, some of you might have seen that our guest tonight was scheduled to be Mike Mahowski. Unfortunately, had a little bit of an issue. Had to stop by, the doctor, get a few things looked at. Who knows? Don't know. Could be super serious. I think he just got like a splinter or something. But in all seriousness, he had to miss it. which is why we diverted to our favorite homie, Cody over at Weapon Genetics, who I'll bring up shortly. But Lethal Weapons, it's going to be dope. A lot of you guys have a really cool heirloom gun. You have a collectible gun. A lot of us really enjoy classic carry handle ARs. Some of you are into the big bore battle rifles. Some of you are really into that stuff. So we have developed something hopefully to fill that need. A lot of you are into AKs. We know that. Kalash Bash has become the largest AK event of its kind in the country. And I know a lot of you guys that are into AKs have some other steel gun with some wood on it. We get it. But anyway, I want to introduce our first guest with a video that I think you're all going to enjoy. And I see him down in the lobby. And I hope he doesn't hate me for this. So I'm going to kill the music while I play this for you. Cody, I'm sorry that I'm playing this video. I know you told me not to, but I gotta. In Texas, we have a very rare animal. It's actually called the flying moon squirrel. Indigenous to Texas, South Texas, near the Gulf. And I've got one here for you.
Good video. Okay, go. On tonight's adventures of living in Texas, we caught ourselves a flying squirrel. It's okay, little guy. Oh. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and let him go. He's very scared, but he's very cute. See if you can see any of his tail. I don't want him to bite me. I don't know if they bite or not. I don't think they do, but even still, we don't want him to... Oh, shit!
I can see these dudes laughing. All right. Let's get serious for a second. Dude, he sprung that on me one Halloween. He's like, yo, check out the squirrel I found. It got in my house. All right, everybody, let me bring him in. Cody, Weapon Genetics. How you doing, man?
I'm a professional, I promise. I know y'all saw that video, but yeah, I'm good. Life's good. It is cold in the shop, which is why I'm wearing this like drug mule hoodie thingamajig.
A drug rug.
A drug rug. There you go.
Oh, by the way.
Yes?
I do have your mug that you made me.
Oh, nice.
It's very cool.
Nice.
Hey, forewarning, just wanted to let you know, we have a special guest that I see down in the lobby that we are going to bring in here shortly.
Ooh.
I guess he has risen from the dead. Because someone told me that he died. I mean, I had a whole RIP video made up. I had artwork already ready to go. Mike Mahowski, I thought something serious had happened. That's what I was told.
I heard he got attacked by a mob of single moms or something.
Is that what it was?
That's what I heard.
He's an attractive guy, so that's totally feasible. But before we do that, Cody, I know he's down there so he can hear us, but Cody, before we bring him on, I had another video queued up I wanted to save for later, but if you don't mind...
You know, I normally make money for these videos off my fans only page or OnlyFans.
Your fans only, yeah.
You're giving them out for free.
I had a credit card turned off for OnlyFans once. True story. True story. And the lady at the bank, I swear to God, I shouldn't even tell. I've already told Rachel the story. The lady at the bank, like the older ladies that don't know how to lower their voice.
Karen.
She's like, apparently your card was turned off like 3 years ago, but you just never noticed. I'm like, oh, dang, why? She's like, something called, and she's like, got her glasses. Something called fans only. I was like, oh, my God. She's like, it was out of Germany. Fans only. What is that? I'm like, lady, lower your voice. Let's talk about this real quick.
Man.
Anyway, the whole thing was a total misunderstanding. I promise.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
What was her name?
I don't know. I have no idea. So look, let me pull this video up real quick because we do have a guest waiting.
Man, squirrel video. What could be worse?
So you've told me about Cola Warrior for years.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Cola Warrior. We're a group of internet strangers that meet remotely, that meet in remote locations to competitively eat peeps, run obstacle courses, shoot guns, and chug Coca-Cola in a competitive manner. Mm-hmm. It's the most expensive free event you'll ever go to. Because after you do it during the day, we make you do it at night, and then you want to get better at nighttime stuff, so you buy night vision and better guns and lasers and stuff, and plate carriers, and but it's a free event. It's all over the nation. It's a ton of fun. It's the same mentality of people that go to Kalash Bash. It's the same group of people.
I don't know, man. I kind of have to disagree. So let's watch this video, and then you're gonna have to explain to me what's going on here. You cool with that?
On Facebook.
No, he might be too much of a exhibitionist.
So I think he's drank about 7 Mountain Dews previously. He's puking the Mountain Dews into a QT mug.
This is another tried and true way to get rid of the carbonation.
So for people watching that have no idea what's going on here, Cody, no one can hear you. I have you muted. They eat a bunch of Peeps and they chug a shitload of cola, and then they run miles and they shoot courses, puking the whole time. And it's pretty freaking gnarly. I'm not sure if this is the same crowd that goes to KB, but it probably is.
Hell yeah. Do it.
That was stomach lining. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah!
Bro.
That's the worst video. There's one called "So You Want to Cola Warrior." We don't need to bring that up.
No. Dude, that's gnarly, dude. Like, you had no problem. You drank your own puke, and I like that you picked the phlegm out of the mug before you drank the puke.
That's more like marshmallows that have got this Peeps that have kind of turned into a goo in your stomach on the run up the mountain to the chugging zone.
It was the polite thing to do, I thought.
Look, you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't give up. I don't ever stop.
Everyone's like, no, ain't doing it.
Oh, you will. It'll change you.
All right, hey, we got Ammo Guy in the chat. Ammo Guy hooked Cody up with a freaking microphone. I don't know what's going on with your camera. It looks like you're looking through the peephole or like a glory hole in someone's bathroom right now. Just so you know, that's what it looks like.
So I
don't know how that happened.
Duct tape over the camera of this computer for so long. I think it's permanently got like a goo. Maybe I don't know. But check out this.
That's where the goo came from. Okay.
Hey, I don't know if our people can hear this. Check it out. I can even do.
Oh yeah, hit us with a sound effect.
Weapon genetics is
awesome.
Dude, that's so dumb.
Did that work?
Yes.
Oh, dude, what are you talking about? The audience loved it. Listen to it. I don't know if customers can hear that. I can also change my voice to sound very sexy. I can't hear what I sound like, by the way.
You sound exactly the same, so it's not sexy yet.
How about now? Is that working?
Nope.
It's got all these buttons. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'll never. All these buttons and knobs, I'll never fully understand.
Is this working now? No? How about now?
Well, I'll tell you what, Cody, while you're figuring it out.
Sexy voice.
Oh my God. Yeah, okay.
This video is brought to you by my #1 sponsor, Shiner Bob. I literally can't hear what I sound like. It sounds normal to me.
Hey, remember. Hey, look. Just don't start touching those guns.
I'm not going to.
We talked about this.
One of these guns was one of them was inspired by Mike Mahowski, actually.
Oh, so let's look on that note. Let's go ahead and bring him in. Back from the dead.
Bring him in.
Full of adrenaline, straight to the heart. Mike, what's going on, man?
Dude, what's up, man? I'm not sure who told you I died, but probably wishful thinking on my marketing girl's part.
Yeah, it was your marketing director. Straight up said that.
Yeah, no, I actually did go to the hospital then. Was dehydrated and
it was all those single moms chasing.
Sinus pressure. Takes a lot out of you. Takes a lot out of you.
Well, in the meantime, Mike, we just as a backup, this is I know that you've met Cody in the past. This is Cody Harris of Weapon Genetics, our resident wild man / gunsmith.
Do you remember when we sponsored Cola Warrior? We did some Cola Warrior lowers.
Yes, I have one. I did it into a gun. As I should.
Yeah. I think that's one of the rarest Sun Liberty lowers out there.
It's in my... Yeah, they're definitely weird. I think like the full auto logo was like a peep and crossbones. I think I could be wrong on that. I don't remember.
Yeah, that was
either way. I machine gunned the crap out of mine.
That's good.
Yeah, I do remember those. Do you remember? You may not remember this because I'm not. I've kind of been in the shadows. I live in the woods, and I did live in this metal building for a while. Making bacon machine gun shoots the first time I met you, and you were kind of sitting in the back. You had some guns you'd brought, and you let people blast with them. And brought my wife. This was in like this old man's like crappy range in Magnolia, Texas.
I remember,
do you remember
that.
This?
Yes.
You had this little bitty double barrel shotgun, a black double barrel like Stoger, cut off like pirate link. And my wife, she wasn't my wife at the time, but she was like, babe, what do you want to shoot? We can shoot some machine gun. And she was like, I want to shoot that little pirate gun. I was like,
little pirate
gun. And we walked up, and you were like, have at it, bro. Do whatever you want. And she put like way more rounds than anybody should put through a super short shotgun. So I had to make one for myself up there.
Nice.
I can't touch it, pick it up. But that was inspired by Mad Max, by you. I was like, well, I got to have one now. So
the story on that shotgun said we when Kyle and I first started Sons Liberty, we obviously got our FFL and we were waiting for our O2 SOT to come in, and everybody on the planet knows that as soon as that SOT comes, first thing you're going to do is make an NFA item. That's like the keys at the candy store. And we are in the back of a lumberyard. We went and drove and bought like a Stoger shotgun from Nagel's here, took it back to the lumberyard, and then used a circular saw in the lumberyard to cut the barrels off. It was the fucking worst hack job ever. And then we formed it as the Uncle Joe, because like right before that, I mean, on the ATF Form 2, the model Uncle Joe, because right before that was whenever Biden was like, go buy a shotgun, fire 2 blasts in the air. That was it's still engraved on the side, the Uncle Joe.
Nice. Well, I miss the machine gun shoots. They don't happen enough anymore. It was cool because you were kind of sitting off in the background and just kind of hanging out, all chill. And I was like, I'm gonna go sit by this guy. And I just kind of sat by it, and I was like, man, I kind of want to go over to the truck and crack open a beer. And he was like, you bought beer? I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't talk about that. He was like, you were like, oh, well, when in Rome. I think we cracked open a beer at a machine gun shoot, which is probably not kosher, but it happened.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, Cody. I got a reply to Jerry. Waffle Stomp merch is coming really soon, dude. I promise. Dude, Waffle Stomps are becoming extremely popular on this channel, and I'm not afraid to admit I didn't know what those were until like 2 months ago. Had no clue what a Waffle Stomp was. You don't know what a Waffle Stomp is?
No.
I know what waffle stomping is, yeah.
Oh, it's super popular in the military. I thought you guys would know.
Oh, I do know. Okay.
Mike, it's when you take a shit in your shower and you stuff it down the drain with your big toe.
Yeah, you
waffle stomp.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, so we didn't know this. There's a SoundCloud totally dedicated to rap music, about waffle stomping. We didn't know that, and we found it on a live stream one night. So we have to make waffle stomp.
I only poop outside, so.
Yeah, you asked me with a straight face. You were like, "You still shit outside sometimes, right?" Like, no, not really, never. But you're like, never. Like, no.
Gas stations are gross, man. I drive in Tacoma. If I'm on a road trip and I go to the bathroom, I like, unless it's a Buc-ee's or a nice strip club.
That's why Buc-ee's is worth like $80 billion, is because they clean their shitters.
Nice shitters.
Like that. Just beef jerky in a clean place to shit. They've mastered it, and that was somehow like a $50 billion fucking plan.
And a cute mascot that you don't associate with clean bathrooms at all.
Yep.
Yeah, well, a beaver. Who doesn't like beavers?
Beavers that's like one of the only animals on the planet that I feel like could probably take over. The shit that they can build with their teeth blows my mind.
No.
There was a guy that actually shot the entire Sons carbine match. Came to Texas for the full Texas experience, bought a beaver onesie from Buc-ee's and shot the entire match with a suppressed heavy scar the entire time. It was legit.
Somebody get me his contact info. He's getting a rifle. That's all.
Oh yeah, that's Sully. Sully's the man, dude.
Oh, Scar.
Sully is the man. One of the nicest dudes you ever. Humongous human being.
You have his info?
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Sully's gonna shit.
All right, I got a question for Mike. Vintage guns. If you could see one person run one gun at the event, what would it be?
Ooh.
Are we talking 80s, 90s action movies, or are we wide open here?
Yes, 80s, 90s action movies. Any gun. I know mine. It's already picked. I already know what I would love to see someone run, or me to run.
Man, I was going to run a Galil.
That's like Tom Sizemore, yeah.
Yes, because, well, I'm not going to give it away, but I was probably bringing a Galil. I mean, see, are Steyrs in or out? Because Steyrs have...
Oh, Steyrs totally in. Do you remember the Ice Cube?
Totally in, but I literally just had... It's been brought up twice to our match directors. Like, what if I have an old Steyr with an optic I can't remove?
It's factory.
Right.
But it is an iron sight only match, so it sucks, but it's that one caveat, dude.
You better tape some sights to the side of that AUG.
That's what I told him. That's what I told him. Put duct tape so you can't see through it, and guess.
Good point.
Yeah.
Honestly,
the guys from the guys from Collector's Firearms, they're gonna run it with a briefcase HK.
Wow.
Oh no shit.
Mag reloads are gonna suck. Here's the deal. I think the AUG is a super great 80s, 90s gun. There's that Ice Cube movie called The Game, where Ice Cube gets hunted by a bunch of dudes in the woods. And in the end of the movie, the bad guy's got an AUG. There's AUGs in Die Hard. But in the end of the Game movie, they like pack the barrel full of tannerite or something, and it blows the main character up in this awesome explosion. It's awesome. So I think the AUG is a go. My pick
I mean... Go ahead.
My 80s, 90s action hero movie guns I want to see somebody run a match with, M60.
I was just going to say that.
I know a guy.
Is that allowed?
Yes, full autos are allowed. So the thing about full autos, just so you dudes that like crime, we do like crime, but the dudes that like that kind of crime, anyone that does want to run a machine gun at the match, totally allowed. You got to get cross-referenced by Mike and Lane just to make sure you can handle a full auto at a match.
Understood.
But typically we have a squad where all the full autos go squad up and they all shoot together and just waste paper together. And then they get to rebuild their own targets together since they destroyed them. But it's totally allowed.
Yeah, I ran a full auto Glock one time in like an IDPA match. And they were like, you're taping all of your own targets after the first stage. I was like,
dude, do you guys want to see something cool that only 2 other people in the whole world have ever seen?
Uh-oh.
Okay, I just found this on the internet and you're going to shit. Okay, you guys like the movie Heat? Of course you like the movie Heat.
Love it.
Okay, I just found that someone tagged me in this and I'm like, oh my God, shut up and take my money. This is the coolest thing ever. So this company has made a movie realistic heat rig.
Yeah.
Exactly like the movie, dog.
Hell
exactly like the movie. And I'm trying to get them to come to Lethal Weapons. This thing is totally legit. And look, hold on, where's that tag at?
Dude, that's peak aesthetics right there.
Dude, even the tag, I don't know if you can see that. Even the tag has the freaking hockey mask. Yeah, dude. Look how legit this is. This is perfect. I've tried to replicate this outfit for years, and no one made the perfect rig. And these guys have done it from the movie.
How much is it?
Bro, dude, it's it's $180.
That's cheap.
Dude,
yes.
Send me that link. I'm gonna post this on our main page and invite these guys openly.
Yeah, that is the coolest thing ever. I thought that was just so legit.
I dig it. Mike, what's the big animal behind you above the Axis buck, the Euro mount?
Let's see if you can see it.
I can't. Oh, that's just a really
big
whitetail.
Yeah, and this room is I'm trying to see if I can do this real quick without fucking everything up. This room is all whitetail.
Oh my gosh. Goodness, man.
Yeah, quit drinking, picked up a different addiction. start hunting.
Are you a bow hunter or a rifle hunter?
I do both. And the one cool fucking thing about my job is that I get invited to to some amazing places to go hunt. And so I've started timing my armorers courses with hunting invites. So I'll plan a hunt in Michigan, or I'll plan our armorers class in Michigan, or I'll plan an armorers course somewhere, and then hunting an hour away or something.
I dig it. I was just talking today about how it's a shame I don't get to hardly hunt anymore.
Well, dude, you're super dad now.
Oh my gosh, dude! I had to I had to take on other people's kids tonight, and my kid is like, oh, he didn't sleep at all last night because he was constipated, and my wife's got another kid brewing inside of her. She's making other babies.
You know
how
far along are you?
Huh?
How far?
She's due Valentine's Day.
Hey, how quick did you guys get pregnant after Harry Harris was born?
Like 11 minutes.
Yeah, dude, he comes to my fiance's birthday party right after his first son is born. We're at the buffet, and we're just like, I'm like, bro, your dad now. It's so cool. He's like, yeah, she's pregnant again. I'm like, Cody, damn, bro.
Man, I've been saving up for years. We've had unprotected. Can we talk about this on the internet?
Yes, yeah. Go ahead.
We've had unprotected
coitus.
Like 5 times. We've got 2 kids.
Man, that's
what happened to me, dude.
How many kids you got?
So I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. The thing is, my 1-year-old turns 2 January 19th, and my 3-year-old turns 4 February 25th. So like, we're right there with you. And yeah, Jade and
Those
I,
are almost...
yeah.
Your 1-year-old, boy or girl?
Girl.
Okay.
And then the 3-year-old boy. Dude. Let's arrange the marriage.
I have a bunch of goats. I'll trade you.
Yeah, I was gonna say it too. Two powerful families coming together.
That would be a well-armed family.
That would be a very well-armed family. And so this is interesting. So for me, we're trying to figure out how. And this, I know the viewers don't care about this, but anyway, just between us, I'm trying to decide how. Like, I was in love with guns as a young kid because we couldn't afford them, right? And we still can't afford anything, but now we have a lot of guns. I'm like trying to figure out how to still instill that mentality of like, I want my kid to go to work and become a welder or machinist or do something, work hard, so he can buy the cool shit that we never had when we were kids. And I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I'm like, do we just tell him that daddy works at a gun shop, that he doesn't own it or something?
Dude, you know what I recommend? Here's some advice you can, when he gets of age, if he finds like a really good welder that he looks up to, maybe the guy gets a popular Discovery Channel show, maybe a few, I recommend that he film a lot of work that he does, box it up, and mail it to the guy. And maybe, just maybe, he'll see that. You'll get noticed. And then years later, he can meet the guy and have a terrible picture made at SHOT Show. There's also that. That could happen.
And the guy can go, you made a boat motor gas tank into a chopper motor gas tank? I was like, yeah. Backstory, growing up, I loved dirt bikes and motorcycles. And couldn't afford them, so I get out in the garage. I've got an old stick welder and a hammer made from a baseball bat, literally. And I'm watching Jesse James on TV shaping metal and shit. And I'm like, well, I can do that. And I built like almost everything for a chopper with like garbage stuff I found. Like I had like 125cc front wheel and a rear wheel off a Volkswagen bus, and put it right down the road. Cool. Anyway, and I made a video of me in the garage like grinding, like, check it out, Judge James. I'm a good welder, and I can do this, and I can do that. Hit me in your...
Look what I can do.
Yeah. I'll work for free. I'll sweep the floors, and I like on a camcorder this big, like bazooka style. And I sent him like a VHS tape. I'm sure you saw it. I was like...
All right, so fast forward his whole life. We're at SHOT Show last year, right? And I passed Jesse James talking to some dude with a KB shirt on. And Jesse had already told us once, he's like, I'll never go to KB. So we're like walking by, and I see a dude with a KB shirt. So the funny thing is, I'm like, hey, I didn't realize he was talking to Jesse James. So me and the dude are like, Clash Bash, fun. And I'm like, anyway, later. And I go to like high five the dude he was talking to, and it was Jesse. So I'm like, all right, and just walk away, because I don't think the dude likes me. So I'm walking away, and I tell you this story. I'm like, oh man, I totally just got big leagued by Jesse James. You were like, is he here? Where? That way? And he takes off, right?
I want to know where he got my video.
I've heard the whole story about Cody's videos and geeking out over... I've heard the whole thing. So Cody finds this guy and like spins around. It's like, sir, I know you don't know me, but I know you. I've sent you these videos. You might remember I was making this chopper out of like trash this one time. Did you happen to get that video? You can imagine Jesse's like, no, bro. I get a lot of videos. Anyway, so Cody comes back and tells us the story. He's like, bro, I met him. I finally got a picture with the guy. I'm so freaking stoked. He shows us the picture. You see Cody, And Jesse James, there's this terrible glare. You can't tell who the fucking guy is in the picture. I'm like, that's what you got? This is terrible. He's like, oh, no. Is he still here? I'm like, no, bro, he's gone.
I'm pretty sure Jesse was like doing this. Like, I don't want to be seen with the trash can motorcycle guy.
Dude, it was so good. Oh,
I was 10.
Whew.
I had my parents called me the feral child because they left me at home alone with a room full of reloading equipment and gunpowder and a welding machine. And
oh, bro, so good.
Anyway.
So, yeah,
all right.
Jesse does not like me at all, which, you know, I guess.
Well, he didn't like my video, so screw him.
There you go. But, yeah, he has a real high standard, clearly. We don't meet it. But Sons of Liberty is actually Sons of Liberty is the first real job I've ever had.
What?
So, but, yeah, that's it. I mean, before this, I was either skydiving or shooting pool or playing poker or just being a fucking wanderer.
Your first thing was a big success.
Oddly enough, yeah, that's pretty anomalous. I don't know how I could recreate that. But the point is, if you want your son to get into welding or machining or something like that, man, I gotta tell you, like, action movies. Like, that was the one constant in my life. The one constant in my life was always gun movies, action movies. Like, I mean, I can still to this day recite every single word to Commando. And
yes.
like, I would watch it and then rewind it on the VCR and watch it again. I was like 5. Like, I'm surprised my parents did that to me. But like, guns were kind of my jam my whole life, and so I'm not surprised that I gravitated towards this. I would imagine if you get super passionate about something, you gravitate towards that in one way or another. I spoke at a college recently. The Young Americans for Freedom invite me to some of these colleges to speak, and like, you meet these kids that are engineering students, mechanical engineering students, chemistry students, you know, and if they come to see me speak, it's because they're legitimately interested in guns, and all their stories are very similar. They were gun nerds like their whole life. All their toys were guns and all that kind of stuff, and they're using like an engineering degree, hoping to go into the firearms business. I think it's kind of fucking cool.
Man, you know, I've seen. I didn't realize how much you were traveling, giving these lectures and these classes. But it seems like you're constantly on the road doing this. I just wasn't aware of your packed schedule. How many?
35 weeks a year.
Damn, dude.
Whoa, that's like 100% of the year. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a lot, dude. It's so much that this year I've made sure that they're scaling my travel back to, I think, 12 scheduled classes, and then that leaves room for like 6 unexpected pop-up classes when stuff happens. And then so, but yeah, my kids are old enough to notice me gone. So, you know, I mean, when you're gone 35 weeks a year, you miss a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's why I've kind of let my full-time job go away. It's like, man, I want to be home. Why I'm trying to make this work. So, because I walked to my house. It's weird. I bought a metal building from the ATF, believe it or not. Long story.
It's awesome.
It's an interesting story. Yeah. Okay, real quick. So the guy,
bugged, man. It's bugged.
It probably is.
The guy that it definitely is bugged. The guy that had this metal building before me is serving 11 consecutive life sentences. He was a general in the Aryan Brotherhood. Clay, can you pull up a photo of him?
Oh, of Stainless? Yes, I can.
Yeah,
let me find him.
So
what was his last name?
His name was Stainless.
Yeah.
Steel?
It says in the huh?
What's his last name? I was like, Steel?
No, that was his gang name, was Stainless. Like, you know. But here, get this. Pull up the picture where, like, he's got the Sega 12. So,
okay, hold on. So do I search Stainless Biker Gang guy, or does he have a name?
Type in Stephen Walter Cook, Cooke. So I was living in my office working in the oil and gas industry, and I needed a place to live, and I found this metal building that had nothing in it, and I threw a bid out on it. I won, and I moved in from day one with no plumbing, no electricity, and I just sheetrocked it out. This room, actually. So I'm going to try and turn this thing with, oh, there you go. Yep, that's him. So do you see the window unit in the background?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, you're in that same room right now.
I'm in that room right now. The window unit's right
yeah.
there. Yeah, so I made my wife live in a metal building with no windows and doors with me for 8 years while I built a gun company inside of it. Kind of ridiculous.
That's awesome.
But I'm glad you brought up Commando, because Commando's got one of the guns we haven't even talked about that's perfect for this event, the Valmet.
Ooh, no one, man. Who's gonna beat on one of those at this event?
Oh, I know. A guy's got like 6 tranny Valmets. He will do it.
Yeah, that's different.
Get this: the Valmet used in Commando is a transferable. Ooh. It was up for auction a couple years ago, and I was like, oh, "How much is an organ worth?" You know.
Yeah, the Valmet that Patrick Swayze had in Red Dawn is actually sitting in Arizona. That was a tranny too. Like you can go track all of the Red Dawn guns. Like it's actually it's a really short list, and you can find those things up on Gunbroker every once in a while. Even some of the semi-auto guns.
They were like Valmets and Mahdi's.
Yeah, it was a bunch of Egyptian Mahdi's because that's like all they could get at the time. The really early imports.
Yeah.
Okay, what about?
I've been tracking these.
Huh?
So I've actually been trying to track these. I have the list of all the serial numbers, and I search these things all the time. Every time I come across one, dude, I'm like, I refer to my list, and I made a pretty ridiculous offer on Patrick Swayze's. They're not getting rid of it.
Dude, how cool would it be to have Patrick Swayze's gun?
Oh, dude,
I would run it.
I would run it. Yeah.
Point Break is like in my top 3 of all-time gun guy movies. Even though there's not a huge selection of guns, straight up action flicks. Dude, Point Break does it for me more. It's like heat level for me.
Ruger Red Hawk. I think it's got the Street Sweeper in that movie, which I got right up there. Oh, I got 2 movie guns right here. I got a Lewis gun, which is actually used in some movies. It's kind of neat. It's broken, but whatever. All right. So what about this for the run? AC556 Mini 14.
Yes, please. Someone needs to run some Mini 14s. We brought one with us when we went to go visit Sons. I'm like, man, if we could only bring 5, we got to give the M14 or the Mini 14 some love with the fancy folder. It doesn't have a bayonet lug, but it's close enough. It's threaded barrel, so it's close. Super sick.
Ode to Bill Ruger. Just kidding.
Oh, not wrong. We used to buy 5-round mags and weld them together so we could have like a 30-round mag because that prick wanted to limit our mag purchasing hours.
It's funny how far the Ruger family has distanced themselves from Bill Ruger. He was not well liked after that.
Very much so. Yeah, we were. Dad had an AC556 when I was a kid, so we were desperate for mags and we couldn't hardly get them. And like I remember Dad making like wood extensions for like 10-round mags and stuff. We tried to weld up our own mags and it never worked. It was just one of those like dads in the garage with a Crown Royal trying to make Mini 14 mags. It's pretty terrible. But
on the Point Break topic, there used to be a play. I don't know if it still tours. It was like a really like well done play, like a Broadway play, and they would pull up a member of the audience to play Johnny Utah.
What?
And like. Yeah, so everybody else, the entire cast were professional actors, except for Keanu Reeves' role, and I think it was like to make fun of the fact like that
he's just a vessel.
He wasn't a super talented actor. Like all you have to do is kind of read your lines in like a very kind of almost quasi monotone surfer voice, and that was the thing. So the entire cast were professional actors except for Keanu Reeves' role. And
that is so funny. Can we just get the damn money and get the hell out of here?
Vaya con Dios, amigos.
Yeah, you gotta go down. It's gotta be that way.
Dude, that was when I went skydiving with my sister years ago, and I turned around as I'm fixing to roll out the plane. I went, Vaya con Dios, amigos, and she was like, you could see it in her face, like, why did I agree to do this? We should have went to effing Disneyland, and we didn't. You know who else was in Point Break? Was the Chili Peppers guy.
Yeah,
Anthony Kiedis. Yep, he was one of the bad guys.
And Flea, right? Wasn't Flea in there?
I think he was too. I think he was one of the biker gangs or something. But yeah, that movie had great guns. Ruger Black or Red Hawk. Or
bro, when they stormed the house. Oh, for real? Oh yeah, best skydiving scene ever.
I remember being really disappointed, like my first couple times in free fall, that I couldn't like talk to my friends. Just have a conversation.
Yeah, and in fact, we're missing a couple of guns. I mean, So when they accidentally, when Keanu's character thinks that he's got the guys, right, and he's late to his own sting and everything, one dude pulls a A1 AUG out of the closet, the street sweeper.
Awesome guns.
Yeah, there was an AUG. In fact, there's a full auto mag dump from the AUG when Pappas is at the front door with the chick. That was an AUG that he did that with.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. When he's like, Scooby, you seen a little dog? Little dog, Scooby? That scene.
Yeah. Well, just to clarify, I may have misspoke. I said awesome guns in regards to the street sweeper. It is a terrible gun.
Dude, so is the Spaz 12.
No, I disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, a buddy of mine got one when we were in high school for $200 from a guy who needed his electricity turned on. And we had like we went out in the woods behind my house and cut down trees with that shotgun. It's like, how many rounds of bird shot to cut up an 8-inch pine tree?
Bro, I'm not just saying that because of the Grant Thumb video that just came out. Like, Tony's got a sick one. I took it to the range. I didn't even watch a single video on what to do with it. Couldn't figure out basic controls on it, dude. And this one still has the safety that's like the naughty safety that
it goes off.
It goes off. Bro, it's just little things like needing 3 fingers just to unlock the loading breech to top it off is terrible.
You're trying to be too tactical.
Well, because you know me, I'm like, I've got to figure out a way to shoot this at a match. It would be so sick. Because the local match, if you run slugs, you can shoot shotguns. I'm like, oh, we have a Spaz. I got to run it. It was impossible. There was no way to get through a match with it.
I disagree.
Did you just kiss your mic?
No, I'm not really sure. I was kind of doing a sound check there. I don't know. I just got this. Ammo guy got it for me.
Well,
this
hey, look.
The most advanced
Cody,
technology I have in the house. Look, this is spaceship shit.
Yeah. You'll understand how to use them one day. So I have a surprise for you, Cody. Are you ready?
Oh, God.
I got my main man, Brennan. How about that?
Hey!
Hey, wait. Y'all want to hear something funny? Tony, tell me this is not your voice.
Awesome! Pretty close, dude.
So, dude, we're linking up satellites trying to get Cody how to figure out to get his laptop to work with this like 2 hours ago, and there's like 4 people on the computer figuring it out.
Thank you, Matt and Victoria, by the way, for helping.
So for some reason it looks like we're looking through a glory hole on his camera. We don't know why. It's so, bro. They're getting his new microphone that the ammo guys of ammoguy.net gave it to him because they so much believe in Cody's ability to do things like this. So they're getting it plugged in, and as we're trying this out, I keep hearing, yeah, awesome, ka, ka. I'm like, what are you doing?
I got the power.
It's got Lil Jon on there, dude.
What?
That one you just did was Lil Jon going, what?
What's funny was that?
I don't know.
Hey, here's the deal though. Ammo guy picked the right one because these buttons are supposed to be programmable. It came with this button from the factory. Watch.
Dude, we need to bring Cody in as like the full-time audio sound effects guy on all these live streams.
The funny thing is I can make a lot of these noises with my mouth, so.
Bro, if a joke bombs, you just hear, ka!
Oh, yeah, where's the car? Is it this one?
Mike, it's good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, dude, I got on the phone and I was asking for the link to log in. They're like, oh, yeah, I think we're going to reschedule. I'm like, why? Like, I would have done this from the fucking hospital bed. Like, I would have done this in a hospital gown, dude.
When Clay said you were still coming on, I was like, wow, how did he get a camera in the hospital?
I mean, I don't want to throw Christina under the bus, but she was like R.I.P. Mike, basically.
Nah, a couple IVs is good to go, man.
Well, very good. Well, this is the first time. Is this the first time we've done a 4-person live stream, Clay?
Yeah. Yeah, and then 2 weeks from now, we'll have our first blind get. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, very nice.
Cody knows. What? Cody knows who it's going to be. So we're going to have, here's a hint. 2 weeks from now, we're going to have another guest who is blind. It's going to be our first blind guest ever. Cody, think about it. You'll figure it out. I don't want to give it away. Yes.
Oh, no, there's no way.
Yes.
So here's the deal. The first time I saw this guy, I won't have to go back into it too much because
Don't give it away. Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
I won't.
Don't give it away.
I'm going to be honest. When I first saw this guy, I was like, this guy's fake. This is bullcrap. This guy's not really blind. There's no way. It's like his skills are the equivalent of Denzel Washington in that movie where he's in the future and he kills everybody with a big knife.
Book of Eli.
And a shotgun. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Be sure to tell him you're exactly like Denzel Washington in that movie Book of Eli. Next time we have him on. Yes.
Hey, Mike, I don't know if we ever told you the story about how, like, this little wolf pack kind of came together, but
I got a button for that.
Clay and I, we met at the range, and we were shooting guns every weekend out at the range, and it grew from being a small group of like 8 people to eventually like we started having like little get-togethers where like 30, 40 people would show up, and then finally one day, Clay and I are like, let's put it on social media and invite strangers and let's like see how many people show up. And it was a Christmas thing at the time. It wasn't like a big spring or fall event. It was just a Christmas thing. And we called it Kalashmas. And it was real funny. I get this email from this guy and he's like, hey man, I want to come bring my laser. And I'm like, man, I don't know if we have like electricity, for you to plug in. I don't know, man. I'll let you know. And we did our very first event out in the middle of a cow field. There's like no electricity, no nothing. And I told who at the time it was Cody, but I had never met Cody before. And anyways, he just kind of he was persistent. It was like he was emailing over and over and over again. So after our first event, we still hadn't met him yet, and we were doing our second one. And this kid Cody, he keeps emailing like, hey man, I want to bring my laser, and I want to do all this cool stuff. And I'm like, all right, man, like, yeah, you're good. I think we can probably make it work. And I didn't hear anything back from him. And then all of a sudden we're out there, it's Christmas, we're doing our Christmas thing, and this kid shows up and he's got this like giant laser in the back of his truck. And I'm like, you need help with that? He's like, nah, I got it. And he like throws this laser up on a table and all these guns everywhere. And Clay and I are like, who is this guy? And the entire time he was up there, there's a crowd of people, and you see Cody, and he's just like, bam, 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 what's up? He's just like going crazy. And we're like, this guy is like Mr. Personality. Like everybody loves him. Like, man, this guy, he's just like a one-man show, right? And he's like lasering mugs, and he's got all these really, really cool machine guns. So I'm like, bro, I'm so sorry that we didn't make this happen earlier. Like, here you are. And I remember telling Clay, like at the end of the day, I'm like, bro, we gotta bring this guy in as like a part of our circle. His personality is unreal. And ever since then, and you probably saw at Kalash Bash, we have like this like hour of like time that we need to like keep the crowd entertained while Clay and I are like knocking shit out. Like, it's pretty much become tradition that we just give the microphone to Cody and we're like, you got 1 hour, have fun. And Cody just makes the crowd go wild. And it's like,
oh, I had a blast. Yeah, I was standing there waiting to get, that's when Pappas and I were waiting to get I think call it like, yeah, that was fucking, you did really good. Like, you're really good at that. Yeah. I wish I had that gift. I don't. Like, I get a little socially awkward sometimes, and well, I don't know. Not like that. You were on, man. That was good.
Well, I appreciate that.
That was good.
I did get a few compliments from a few good-looking ladies, so.
Oh man, Mike, you missed it 2 years ago. We let Cody have the microphone, and we're like, Clay and I are like fucking around with the prize ceremony stuff that we're doing, and we look over, and like Cody's got some kid like shaving his hair off and like shaving his eyebrows off and like coloring on his face with a Sharpie, and it was so funny,
dude. The crowd was getting primal to win stuff. He's like, I got a Makarov to the first guy that shaves off his eyebrows, and they started doing it.
No, two people said, I'll do it, and I made them like rock, paper, scissors or Indian leg wrestle or something. And then I was like, well, screw it.
That crowd, perfect for that. Like that. I'm surprised you only had 2. Surprised you only had 2 people.
Good point.
We'll have to tell you about the ass tattoo story at some point, Mike.
Yeah.
Dude,
yep. That happened.
I'm so happy that you guys are expanding the event, bringing in Sons of Liberty, because I mean I'm actually an AR guy, to be honest. I call AKs trash can guns because they're made from stamped sheet metal and rivets, like the best quality trash can. That being said, I now build AKs for a living. But yeah, I'm really an AR guy, and I've kind of always been like the weird guy at these events who's like, I like ARs and M1 carbines and FALs. And so this is going to expand, and it's going to bring in a whole demographic, another demographic of people, and I hope that demographic that we saw with Flash Bash continues on, and I'm sure it will, because you got to be a pretty outgoing person to go, you know what, I'm going to spend 3 or 4 days or whatever, I'm going to drive across the country, and I'm going to hang out with a bunch of random strangers and camp in tents in a big field and mosquitoes and everything else, and bring guns with other strangers. So,
I mean, I make ARs for a living. I do gas guns for a living, and it's our kind of unspoken motto is boringly reliable guns, and that's what we do. So when I have an opportunity to go play with a fucking 100 other platforms in every other gun except an AR, and fixed carry handles, and there's no M-lock, and there's no whatever, and it's just all these guns that I grew up with. I grew up dreaming. So here's a fact. This kind of sucks. My gun collection, believe it or not, shrunk when I started AR-15. When I started Sons Liberty Gunworks, and I got into this thing a couple of years ago, probably like right at the beginning, to where almost everything I owned became like hyper practical, and I started to get really into like the nuance of materials and mechanics, and in my gun collection, all the fun, crazy shit I had, I kind of got rid of for a little bit. And it wasn't until I got over myself and started reacquiring all the fucking guns I loved growing up, to where now, honestly, that's what I do for fun. That's the stuff that I have fun with, like seeing like really good badass ARs. I see that all day long. But getting to fuck around with the Valmet, getting to fuck around with the Galil, getting an M60. Like I'm actually gonna try to bring one.
Okay, so you're on board with the M60, because
I'm gonna try to bring one. Yeah,
I was gonna ask. We all have to know some. I mean, I know Pickle's got a couple M60s. There's guys out there that have them. Oh,
yeah.
Shoot.
CW, or maybe it's Adrian. I think Adrian has one, Tony.
No, I'm going to call Auto Ordnance tomorrow.
DTV Innovations, we've connected with them about potentially coming out. I know he's got a lot of minigun stuff and other stuff too.
Yeah,
I got the MG42, but that's not the same as an M60.
That is a cool ass gun though. The MG42, holy shit! That is if you have never shot one of those, that is an impressively terrifying gun.
I love mine. They run.
Yeah,
awesome.
that is an amazing.
We just picked up one of those Bowman kits, the MG3 kits.
Yeah.
And so we'll build that up. That should be a lot of fun to shoot.
I remember the first time at Making Bacon, dude. Actually, whenever you and I met, it was that was the first time I had shot an MG42, and I had an entirely new respect for like the guys that charged the cliffs and the beaches at Normandy that they ran into. And I'm convinced that the only reason that anybody got off the fucking beach was because they ran out of ammo or the barrels melted or something.
Barrels got too hot.
Barrels got too hot. Yeah, I mean that's just a terrifying gun.
Dude, 8mm Mauser. That thing is that big, and it's ripping through that thing. It took 3 people to run the gun, because you had to have one guy to load to keep belts coming, one guy with the asbestos gloves on that's grabbing this barrel. And the thing is you run 2 50-round belts and you do a barrel change. And it's a 50-round belt is and that's it.
It's so fast. It's so fast. And they have it in those mounts and they just don't move. So I mean you put it in that mount like you can,
the Lafitte mount.
Yeah.
There was one of those at Making Bacon.
That's when I shot it. I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
was that Glenn? Glenn.
Yeah, you like grab a lever and like the whole gun recoils back in the mount. Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. Out of my price range, but they're awesome.
When did Knob Creek stop?
Last
year. I don't know. Everything runs together nowadays. I can't remember.
It was last year, right?
It was 2021.
21, yeah.
That's right, 2021.
Well, and Big Sandy ended this year. This year was last year for Big Sandy, but I heard that they're going to do it with another thing. I'm not really sure. Hey, I've got a good question. we do a competition sometimes in the desert after SHOT Show, and the goal is the fastest machine gun of a certain caliber. This year it's 5.56.
Tony, where's your trophy?
What?
We have a trophy from that match. The machine gun races. We brought the slowest cycling machine gun out of everyone, and we won a trophy for it.
What was it?
So there's a company in Las Vegas called MK3 Firearms. They're like super hot for pimping out Mark III Brownings.
Oh, wow.
And they make AKs go extremely fast, full auto. So what they did was they actually have access. Yeah, there's the slowest machine gun trophy. So
slowest gun in the West. And here's what's cool. We called this little get-together, we called it Nightclub.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh, my God.
And we handed these out at SHOT Show to our homies to come hang out with us.
So it was dope. We're behind Whiskey Pete's, which is like 40 minutes outside of Vegas, out in the desert. It's just this lone, desolate casino. And, you know, we know the gal that runs it. So she lets us basically blast behind the casino in the desert into a mountain. And, you know, they had a truck out there making tacos. It was awesome.
Dude, we're like 4 yards away from California. We could literally walk into California where we're at.
Yeah, so all the Californians see all these tracers and these piles of glow sticks with tannerite below them. And the tannerite's exploding randomly on the mountain, and glow sticks going everywhere. And I'm rubbing glow stick on my face like Arnold from the Predator monster.
Dude, it was dope. The tannerite is stuck to glow sticks, so when it explodes, it's like this glowing vapor. It was so dope.
Amazing. I wish animals had glow-in-the-dark blood. Whoops.
It'd be cool to stand on the Nevada state line and let your ejected brass land in California.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did that one time where I stood in Texas and pissed in Louisiana. That was very rewarding.
Yeah.
And the water quality in Louisiana went up at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it did.
Mike, are you going to be at SHOT?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was going to say unfortunately, but no, I look forward to SHOT, man. It's very fucking busy. You're in constant meetings. You're talking for like 4 days straight. But you also get to see a lot of people that you don't get to see any other time, you know, and everybody's in the same spot. We're having a party on Monday night, you guys, at the Leatherneck. So if y'all are around, you definitely come by and hang out. There's a lot of people there that you'd probably like to get along.
We'll be in town Wednesday. Unfortunately, we can't be there all week. But you know what's going down Friday?
Something super cool.
Does anyone know? No one? Oh, people are asking. Clay's bachelor party is going down Friday night in Las Vegas. It's gonna be.
There's gonna be rad. Some glory holes.
I've already got shrooms, and I mean what? No, I'm just kidding.
Are you bringing the mushrooms, Cody?
No, I'm not. I'm afraid.
Don't worry, I know a guy out there. You'll be fine. Just get with me. I'll get you with my casino host. You need hookers, midgets, mushrooms. He's got you.
Can y'all imagine me on an actual drug? It'd be like that Cocaine Bear movie, which I haven't seen. I have a hard time. I'm still not sure how this podcasting works. I want to read the comments because there's some good ones, but then I'm also like, and I don't know where to look either.
So
yeah, I don't know where the comments are.
Oh, there's a button that you can click. There's a button you can click to view the comments. It should be, I think, on your screen's top right. Click on
right.
Yeah, click on comments.
Private chat and comments. If you click comments, you can read everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry everyone. I know we haven't answered like any questions, but this conversation's been extremely riveting.
Yeah, and, hey, if y'all are watching and you're in there in the comments, speak up. Let us know where you're from. Introduce yourself.
Yep.
Let's
Old
see.
Jerry.
Yeah.
I did want to ask Mike's opinion on something, a little gun related, but obviously we're all doing this thing together now where we're going to celebrate the love for retro gun culture.
Yes.
Mike just took delivery of a pretty dope 911 Porsche. If he's not going to brag on it, I will. That's super sick. I think everyone here is car guys. Cody, don't give away what you have. Tony, don't give away what you have, okay?
Mike's like, Cody's got 4 broken down cars in the driveway on cinder blocks.
Well, I was just saying, you know, we talked about this not too long ago, like gun culture and car culture, a lot of times dudes are into the same shit. I know I am. Grew up around both subcultures. My dad is like, my dad still street races to this day illegally all the time. Tony knows. Every time we go to my parents' house, he's like, did I show you my race car? Yeah, Dad. You always show everyone your race car. So,
Love it.
Retro guns are dope, but think about those retro poster cars. I'm talking the poster cars that you had up from the 80s, okay?
Some of these are in gun movies.
Number one TV
Yes.
show, Miami Vice.
The whole reason I bought this fucking Porsche, is because I had a poster of a 911 Turbo on my wall when I was 9 years old. This would have been 1989.
Oh, you mean like this one?
Yes, that's it. Next to neon writing, I think that said July. That was. So I had a poster of that car on my wall when I was 9 years old, and this is from what I understand, this is the last year. 2023 is the last year of the true internal combustion engine for the Turbo S. So
what?
When I had
before they go all hybrid,
they're going fucking hybrid in 24. Not just that, the analog dash, the needle is going digital. So this is the last year to have an analog dash. And I'm sorry, I bet you the 24 is going to be even fucking faster, which is hard to imagine because mine's really fucking fast. But I don't give a fuck because the one on my wall was powered by dinosaurs. That's it. And so I bought it because I feel like it was my last chance to get that car of my dreams, and that's probably the only thing I've really bought myself that was crazy.
Dude, like the way it smells when it burns it, like the way old cars smell when they're running is totally intoxicating at times. So
I wouldn't know. Mine never run.
Oh,
Cody and I talked about this earlier.
Real quick story. Mariah, my media girl, told me that the first Porsche I had coming on the first Porsche I had coming sunk on the Felicity Ace.
What?
Yeah, mine was one of the cars that sunk.
That's badass. You got your money back, right?
Well, the allocation shifted to 23. It worked out. I mean, it actually kind of I was like, wow, that was great.
That's crazy.
Hell yeah,
man.
Well, congrats on the acquisition, dude. That's like the car you keep forever. It's going to be right.
Inspired by my 9-year-old self in that fucking poster in 1989. So what cars do you guys have? I didn't.
Well, don't give it away yet, Tony. Let's all think. And Cody, me and you talked about this earlier.
Oh yeah.
We could all sit here and name our top 5 retro guns. Like, XM177, FNC. Like, we could all sit here and do that, right?
FNC, yeah, for sure.
But let's not bullshit ourselves. There have got to be like a top 5 ultimate 80s cars, right, that you would have posters of, okay? Cody talked about this earlier. Not that this is one, but when you think about things like an IROC Camaro, right? Super retro, super rad in the right color, right?
Dude,
but
that car with me standing in front of it with an Uzi in my hands.
Yeah. Shirtless, right? Boots, cowboy boots. There's a picture of Mike Pappas, actually. Have you seen the picture, Cody? It was your screensaver for a while. Yeah.
It's my screensaver.
A shirtless Mike Pappas in the 70s with, like, flowing locks.
And
leaning on his car.
He's got a Chevy Square body on, like, 35s.
Yeah. So, we alluded to this earlier. Clearly, the early 80s Whaletail 911s, hard to freaking beat, right? For, like, early poster cars, right?
Motors are cool as hell.
Right. Super dope. I'm glad they never changed the shape of this car. So let's step it up a notch, right? Ferrari Testarossa.
Yeah, that's like the ultimate. That's the ultimate 80s car.
That's the pussy magnet.
Yeah. Man, he tell me to get the pussy magnet. Yeah.
That and a mustache.
Oh, dude, that and a blazer and a mustache is a must.
Would you get it in red, black, or white? Because I would get it in black.
I'd get it in cocaine white, bro.
Red. I'm colorblind, and I'll take red.
I'd probably have to do red. That's red's the quintessential Testarossa.
So let's pivot.
18 Dodge van. That's
18 Dodge van. Okay, think about this, though. Cody, don't give it away. You know what it is. Think of a car that's not super fast, not very reliable, but highly sought after, and is one of the 80s cars.
Everything in my driveway.
Think about it. Very famous in movies.
A Cutlass. Didn't Danny Glover drive one like in every movie?
Like a Grand National.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought Cutlass and Grand National.
You guys are way off.
I got it right.
But tell me I'm not wrong about this, all right? DMC 12 DeLorean.
I love it.
That's
terrible car.
In Tallahassee, there was a college kid that drove that shit around town all
What?
the time, dude. He probably
That's
got so
dope.
much buzz.
Clay, from that movie, though, you know what I wanted more than that car?
What's that?
Toyota at the end.
Oh, yeah, the truck's rad.
Dude.
The Toyota's rad. Dude, people clone that Toyota from Back to the Future, like to the T, the same KC light covers and everything.
Well, I mean, my Haji truck in the driveway is kind of like that. Just a lot more
The
rust.
Your
Libyans.
truck, yeah. Cody's truck looks like it's driven by Libyans. It looks like it. Tell me I'm wrong,
Didn't
Tony.
the Libyans gun down Doc, right?
Yeah, and they were in a Volkswagen
and-
bus.
They did!
Yeah, they had an
Volkswagen
AK. Yep.
That's
And
right.
an RPG.
So Back to the Future gun movie.
Yeah, no, it is.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Back to the Future is definitely a gun movie. When he's got that lever action, he's like, I could shoot a hair off a fly's back on a dog's back at 900 yards. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that was Back to the
It's
Future
like a
3.
telescope.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me this one is not one of the ultimate. This is number 4 on my list of coolest 80s cars ever, right? You ready?
Mad Max.
The Countach.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
somebody
you know,
just
now
said-
that they have all these videos, all these YouTubers that have done like videos, they're like, this is like one of the worst cars to drive. Like, you know, I think the seat doesn't even adjust.
Yeah, you can't back up unless you open the door and like hang half of your body out and lean over the car to see where you're
Y'all-
backing up.
Do y'all
So-
remember that couple that stood out in front of their yard with the guns?
Yes.
When the mob. So
Yeah, yeah.
I
Was
spent.
that one
I
of your
spent-
rifles?
No, I gave them each rifles, but so I spent
Woo,
4
Hell
days.
yeah.
I spent 4 days on the road with them after this. We actually were taking the tour of the Texas border. He was running for Senate, and Mark and Patty
Wow.
McCluskey. They're actually really fucking cool people. Like he's a huge UFO junkie, like huge,
Nice.
like worse than me. Yeah. Anyways, he collects Countachs. He has
Wow.
a collection of Countachs.
Man, he
Wow.
would. And hey, he's all about that carry handle life too.
Yeah, he loves the carry handle. I'm gonna give,
Dude, we should get him out.
Mike,
I'm gonna seriously give him a call tomorrow. and
Tell
be
him, like,
"Hey,
dude, people
yeah,
LARP
that's
as you,
crazy."
just so you know. Like,
Bro, he's
people
got
LARP.
the pink polo. The pink polo and the
Yeah.
carry handle just jam, dude.
And he needs to stand by his car and tell people, stay back! Keep moving! Like, geez,
I got
what's the
two
car
things
here
for
for?
Mike real quick. 2 things for Mike. You were talking about the poster. When I was in school, we had the Scholastic Book Fair. The previous car was always a poster at the Scholastic Book Fair that I wanted to buy and hang on the wall, but we never had that. My parents were like, "No, you're not buying that stuff."
That's
But
where I
anyway,
got my poster. Was the book fair, of course.
the
dude.
book fair, yeah. If
My
you had
lunch money there.
$6, you walked out of there like a baller.
Dude.
Lamborghini posters, baby. Okay, Mike. So you're an Alien fanatic. I didn't know that.
Well, hold on,
I-
Cody, before we pivot too much.
Oh,
Can I
okay.
show you the
Yeah.
car that was on my wall? Probably the coolest.
Yes.
Look, what have we seen? A 911, Testarossa, DMC-12, and a Countach. What could be better, right? Boys,
Not much.
feast your eyes. On a 1983,
5.0.
Look at
on a
that.
1983 Fox body, yes, a 5.0 with the 5-speed and the best paint job single stage Ford had to offer at the time, Cabernet Red, with, I might add, the highly sought after porno red interior. Manual windows. Manual windows don't break, mind you. They age. They get better with age. And you know what? When you're sitting in one, you look pretty freaking rad. Like this handsome guy right here. Am I right? And I'll do you one better.
He's a virgin.
Let's say you go to a car show and it's parked next to some dumb Firebird or something, right? It steals the freaking show. Tony, would you agree?
No, the Firebird is fucking cool as shit. Look at those nostrils.
Psh, I can't even tell, bro. From here, it looks like a Camaro if you squint your eyes. It's not that different.
Oh,
Hey man, those are fighting words.
those are fighting words.
So that is Tony's car on the right, and that is my car on the left.
This is awesome. But can we have a stage where we shoot from the vehicle?
Yes.
Oh,
One of my
maybe.
vehicles is built
Yeah.
for that.
Well, so someone
Yeah,
threw an
we can
idea
use
around
Cody's truck.
about doing like a Miami Vice stage where you're shooting from a boat. And let me tell you something. Hey, look, we could find a piece of shit boat. to
I got
draw.
one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's been sitting in your lawn for years.
I got like 6 1970s Glasstrons. I I've got an old Boston whaler that's like a big one. Dude, what if we dug a pit and filled it full of water, and you had to in the boat, like people could come up and pull ropes on the boat or pit tubes in the water and shake the boat, and you got to shoot from a moving boat that's popping up and down in the water.
Yeah, Mike and Lan would love that.
Oh, bro, the match director would love that for sure.
Dude, so I always had this dream. So my papa was a hoarder, and he had like 100 boats in the job, right? And I'm like, man, someday when papa dies, I'm gonna drag all these boats out into the, Matagorda Bay or whatever, fill them full of cinder blocks, and just shoot the shit out of them. It'll be fun, and then I'll have an underwater reef full of snapper, and I'll be the only one that knows where it's at. And these glass boats are all fiberglass, so they're not gonna dissolve or anything in the water. I had this whole plan when I was a kid of how to get rid of all these boats I've got. Anyway.
Well, what we could do is we could probably have Matt somehow figure out how to maybe dig a hole and then fill it with mud and then drop a boat in there so that it's pretty much cemented in place, and then have a stage where you're engaging targets, and then you got to run into the boat. It's like the getaway, right? That would be never done before. It
needs to be but here's the deal: before you shoot, you got to put on one of those cheesy flotation vests. And you gotta run up to the front of the boat, like on Jaws. And
I'm texting Matt right now and I'm telling him, try to source a boat, please.
Hey, this is a good opportunity since we're talking about Matt. Mike, I'm not sure if I ever asked you, but I'm curious what that phone call was like coming from Matt when he told you about, these two guys that had an idea that they wanted to pitch to you.
He had asked me, have you ever heard of Kalash Bash? And I'm like, of course, because secretly in my little AR layer, I'm looking out thinking these motherfuckers are having a lot of fun, dude. It's I'm like, of course I've heard of these guys, and it's a huge deal. He's like, well, they want to talk to you about this idea they had, and he didn't tell me much. He kind of gave me a little bit of the premise, man. And this is coming from Matt, and so I'm like, my first thought is you're going to let us do what? You're going to let us do this at your place? Are you sure? Because in my mind, I'm going straight to, belt feds and helicopters and fucking, shoot. I want to rob an armored truck. I'm going to go try to find an armored truck that and bring it out. I have these fantasies of what, And so I'm sitting there talking to him. I'm like, okay, And so I was a little bit shocked that he was going to let us do that because he's a serious guy.
That's putting it lightly. Yes.
Yeah, but one thing we've learned about Matt is, and maybe I'll speak for myself here, but if we go to Matt with a half-baked idea on something, or we haven't really thought it through all the way, he'll just kind of take it and be like, I don't know, I got to think about it. But dude, if we put it together and we're like, okay, Matt, this is what we want to do. This is how we're going to do it. This is what we need you to do. This is how we're going to make it safe. And we really want to do it really, 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 really bad, Matt. Somehow, Matt will just kind of be like, all right, I think we can make it work. And then he won't say anything.
We've already done it. The beds will line up perfectly. We've already tried it.
Dude, we were telling him about something we want to do at the campground. And he's like, let me think about that. And then a week later, we get a picture of the excavator where he's moved all the dirt for this thing. And we're like, nice.
I like what this guy said.
Which guy?
I said the one thing we all fucking have in common, all of us, is Matt Shockey too. Is we grew up on these movies. We all grew up on that culture and that the humor. The sarcasm of Mel Gibson, the sarcasm of Bruce Willis, the whole concept of how the opening scene in Die Hard, right? He's on a plane and the stewardess is looking at him like she just wants to fuck him right now. She can't, and that's how they set the tone. That's how they set the tone for this guy's a badass. All the women want him, and that's how they introduce the character. But that's quintessential 80s plotting. Immediately the main character was established as the man. And then everything after that just supported it. So you weren't surprised he could take out 20 dudes with a fucking M92 because dude, everybody wants to be this guy,
Hell yeah. This guy just said do a Die Hard stage where you gotta crawl through an event, and then you gotta run barefoot across some Legos.
Oh,
And then
dude.
shoot.
Hey, one of the funniest stage ideas that someone pitched was from GoldenEye, and they were like, "You should do one of those ones where you gotta climb through the AC duct and drop down in the toilet."
Yeah. We thought about a stage where you literally have nothing but the chopper, and you got to chop your way to your gun, like literally chop a guard, pick up your gun and go.
Dude, I'm down for a stage where you
if I can
start
get a
off on the
helicopter,
toilet.
I wanted to do the Mr. Joshua scene, where, like the target's holding like a fucking bottle of milk, and like the helicopter comes up, and like Mr. Joshua, like that would be. That's not. We could pull that off.
I imagine a Huey suspended, and you got to hold on to the bottom of the Huey like Arnold and shoot with one hand. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, pop, pop. That'd be awesome.
Bro, I have an idea. You guys have seen the movie The Jackal, since we're on like Bruce Willis right now? Okay. You have a stage.
I'm recreating that scene.
Okay, bro, you have a stage, okay, where the dude's holding the thing, but your target is here. Like, even though he's holding a pack of cigarettes, like, you have to take him off at the arm to progress through the stage.
Yes, we can
That would
build
be
a
super
target,
dope.
steel target, and when you hit it, like, the arm swings.
Oh, bro, no, it's a steel target. Like, you got to knock the steel off, but it's his arm falling in half. That would be dope.
I've got a plasma cutter. We can make that happen.
Bro, that would be so dope.
And I have a bunch of AR-500 steel that I bought the same time I bought the Caterpillar, the bulldozer. I didn't buy a bulldozer and a bunch of steel plate.
Now, I've got a question for the people in the comments. For those of y'all who are listening or watching, I got two quick questions. Y'all can kind of answer them together. Number one, are you pre-registered for Lethal Weapons Texas? And number two, like, give me an idea of a vendor that you would love to see at Lethal Weapons Texas, because this is a whole new ball game. Like, we've been doing the Clash Bash thing. Of course, there's going to be vendors that were at Clash Bash that would be a good fit for a retro gun festival, but there are so many vendors out there that are like new to this world that we're new to. We could certainly use some feedback from y'all. So who's pre-registered, and what vendor should we reach out to come out to Lethal Weapons? Thank y'all.
And in case you guys haven't, I'm dropping a link in the comments. Feel free. You can hop off, go get pre-registered, and come on back. Or you can just go to lethalweaponstx.com, pre-reg, takes 2 seconds, and you get to leave a really cool nickname, which I highly advise.
By the way, all the people watching, thanks for joining us. Some of you got some good ideas. We just can't get all of them. But yeah, I like the idea. Somebody just said, where did it go? Oh yeah, Uzi's a great gun for that event, by the way. Can you scroll? I'm not going to touch the computer.
And big shout out to Chris Woomer with Veil Solutions, who did the artwork for us. Like, the artwork came out exactly, actually probably more, but almost exactly like what we wanted. Way cooler. I mean, this is
super dope.
I love the logo. You did a great job. And Mike, thank you for making that connection.
I can just hear like the Terminator. Awesome, the T2 da 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 playing in the background. Yeah.
Oh, I got that button. Hold on. No, I'm just kidding. Mike, all right, I got a quick question for you, and then we can move on.
Oh god, I still have stainless all over my computer. Okay, go ahead.
Aliens land in your yard, Mike. All right. What's the first thing you say to them?
Fuck, I don't know. Dude.
I think I know what it is.
What was the question, Cody?
What
was the question?
Aliens land in his yard. What's the first thing he says to him?
Show me your space
gun.
Show me your bobs and vagina.
Show me your space gun.
Aliens land in my yard. The first thing I'm saying is, give me some space weed and a space gun. Mike, this is a great shirt idea. Shirt idea right here. Alien spaceship is landed. The little deck is out, and there's an alien walking out with his arms out, and it's you standing there handing him a Sons of Liberty Gunworks gun. And
it's
Joe
like
Rogan's in the background crying.
They came for our technology. They're like, no, you give me a space gun.
That's actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah, you're handing the alien a gun, and Joe Rogan's in the background like, on this shirt. He's the alien guy, I think.
Hey, Ammo Guy in the comments is asking how many people have pre-registered. Last time I checked, I think we were at about almost 800 people have pre-registered, which is like insane, awesome. And we still have maybe, what is it, the 15th? We still have a little bit more than a week for people to pre-register. So just to put some things into perspective here, we'll probably have at 1,000 or more than 1,000 people who are pre-registered, and even if only 60-70% of the people who are pre-registered actually transfer or translate into a ticket purchase, the average purchase from Kalash Bash was 2.5 tickets. So if you're contemplating coming out to Lethal Weapons Texas, if it works out on your calendar and you're feeling pretty confident you want to go, my suggestion would be, like, at midnight when tickets go on sale, first of all, pre-register now, but also set your alarm and be ready, because how fast did the competition tickets sell out?
In like 2 hours last year.
Right. So we're just telling y'all now, this is like kind of there's precedent for this.
I see Hannah's in the comments, our official Mama Kalash from KB last year. She's holding that title until next time.
Mm-hmm.
She came out very pregnant, wearing a mullet, and she was staff.
And we thought
she was
the
dope.
pregnant thing was fake because she did that before.
People thought she was LARPing that she was pregnant, because the year before she kind of was LARPing that she was pregnant.
She has the best outfits.
Yes.
Like, hands down. SKS? Yeah, SKS would be good. Sorry.
Clay, we really do need to try to figure out how to get some 80s, 90s like action star impersonators.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I mean, there could be like an Arnold who's going around calling everyone Gilly Man, right?
We're forgetting two of the best 80s ones we're forgetting. Snake Plissken.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Big Escape from Little China.
Oh, my favorite.
When I was a kid, I kind of thought they were the same person.
Oh.
I didn't really understand.
Well, technically they are.
Technically. Technically.
Imagine if somebody runs a Mac 10 with a giant suppressor and a Leopold gloss scope on the suppressor.
Yeah.
I will. I'll do something.
Your scope's allowed if you mount it to your suppressor. I'll tell Mike and add that to the rules.
I think we should also bump the budget on entertainment for Saturday night at the campground and see if we can try to like reel in some like 80s hair metal band.
Yeah.
That would be dope. Kind of on tour.
Steel Panther would be rad. Oh, I love Steel Panther.
Steel Panther would be, that's like so my brother tried to have them play his wedding. Like, I'm a huge Steel Panther fan, dude. That would be fucking awesome.
There's some band in Texas that's chilling and doing their thing, and guys, if we can dream it, we can make it a reality. This group can make it fucking happen.
Dude, speaking of music, I liked Cody's question earlier about aliens coming down, and I've always thought this to myself, because I like all kinds of music, but, love rock and roll. If aliens came down, Mike, and they wanted to know, so, human, what is rock and roll exactly? And you can show them, like, one song from one band. Let's say it's a live performance. How do you tell aliens what rock and roll really is?
Ooh.
I already know what mine is.
It would be something from Guns N' Roses.
Nice.
Yeah.
Probably.
I was going to say something like Motley Crue.
Yeah, well, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses. Like, I would probably say, like, Paradise City.
Yeah, that's a good one. Cody?
I'm more rebellious, but I mean, when I think rock and roll, I think rebellious. And one of the first songs when I heard this song as a kid, we ain't gonna take it.
Oh yeah, Twisted Sister.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna tell it to my parents, and my parents were like,
I'm gonna run away.
Dio, Derek, Dio,
yeah.
Dio's definitely, he's good. He's a gun guy. Dio is into guns, and then so is what's his? Oh my god, dude. Danzig. Danzig's a huge gun guy.
Oh yeah. Me and Rachel love Danzig.
Here's a cool story. So we had 2 job positions open at Sons Liberty, and we posted it on fucking Facebook that we had 2 opening positions. We got 2,000 applicants. 2,000 applicants. I sent
you guys a video.
This is a good story because I specifically asked Mike this when we were there.
So one of the 2 guys that we hired was a dude named Johnny Araya. Probably one of the best armorers we've ever had. Super hardworking guy. Just great dude. His older brother is Tom Araya, lead singer of Slayer. He was on tour. So Johnny, the armorer, our guy, was on tour with Slayer for like 30 years before he worked at Sons Liberty.
Damn.
And here's the cool, no gun experience at all, but insane attention to detail, super hardworking, clearly had the right fucked up personality and sense of humor to be there, and just a super cool guy. But that's badass. We had we had Johnny Araya, he built miniguns. There's guns out there right now that are built by that dude.
So you're saying you can get Slayer to come to the event?
No.
So you're saying there's a chance.
No, but he is a huge gun guy.
I remember when y'all posted that last job. Did you guys get a video from a guy? He's in his garage, and he's.
Dude, funny Slayer story. So a few months ago, Rachel, hey, nature, Aunt Flo was visiting that time of the month, and dude, we're on our way to a gun match, and it's that time, so she is not pleasant this morning. It's like 5 a.m. We're leaving to a match. Dude, she's the river's flowing. She gets in the truck, and I've got Slayer, Rain and Blood, just raining blood. She's like, what the fuck? Every time you play that song, every month. I'm like, sorry. I didn't know, sorry.
My wife hates it when I play Misfits. I got something to say. My wife hates that one. I'm like, yeah, no, you just had a kid. I'm sorry. This is a gun shop. What do you expect?
Hey, Clay, you and I earlier today, we were talking about some new bit ideas that we would consider trying out. Are you, what are your thoughts on that? Have you been thinking about that at all?
I pitched it to Rachel. I was like, hey, I want to try this thing to see what I want to see how down my dad really is. I think he's down. Dude. I think he's looking out for number one all the time, right here, looking out for this guy, to the point where he would cover for me if I was doing some shady stuff. And we figured out like a way to test that.
Right.
We may have to do that one live
stream. Came up with a bit idea called bro code. Do we want to explain this, or do we want to try it, or? I
don't know. So the idea was, if I were to like to send someone like my dad or a coworker a text where I'm like, yo, Pops, I need, listen, I'm having a hard time right now. I need to go do me tonight. Cover for me. And that's it. Don't say anything else. Don't answer a text, nothing. 2 minutes later, have Rachel call him and say, hey, Clay told me he was hanging out. Just wondering if everything's okay. You guys is everything cool? And in that moment, my dad has to decide to lie and, bro code, or is he going to come clean and not get involved? I'm curious to see how my dad would handle that.
Your dad's going to go, I don't get involved in this, and then hang up the phone.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
My dad was married 9 times. He would totally be fine with this. He would be like, he's in the backyard. I'll have him call you later. I'm keeping him real busy for the next 6-7 hours.
I think that would happen.
Yeah.
He's taking a shit. I'll have him call you back.
Yeah. My dad would be like, yeah, no problem. Because when I was 4, I think he asked me to cover for him.
I'd have be like, what? I have a son.
Well, that was one of the bits that we talked about would be hilarious. So if tonight's not the night for that one, there was another bit that we talked about doing called Hood Rat Shit. And I don't know, Clay, what do you think? You want to explain what that one's about, or how does that work? Should we try it?
I think we could. If you're not comfortable doing this, Mike, just say the word. I don't want people to get the wrong impression. So the idea is, maybe Kyle's a good one to try this on. So the idea is, you call up a homie that you're super tight with. You just call them up out of the blue. They answer at an odd hour would probably make it even funnier. You just call them up.
The town.
You just call them up and you're like, hey, real quick, I'm in a little bit of trouble. How much money can you get your hands on in the next 24 hours? Don't ask questions, just how much.
I've had that phone call.
And then just hang up. See what your friend will do, or you call your friend and just say, listen, I can't explain, I can't say much, but I need a ride or die. I have to go get in some trouble. And are you down?
If you
can't ask any questions later on.
If you did that to me and it was not because you're like, we're legit gonna go buy some illegal or maybe legal machine guns, and I pulled all that money out, I would be so pissed.
Well, Cody would be easy. Cody would say yes to anything. It would have to be someone that maybe you didn't see it coming, but you might have a friend that you had no clue was totally down to do some hood rat shit at a moment's notice.
So the bit would be that you would call them on speakerphone, and just like in the movie The Town, we're going to go do some things, and you can't ask me about it later. And that's all you can say and see what they say. They either go, nah, fuck that, I'm out, or whose car are we taking?
So my life before the gun industry, like whether it was the guys I used to jump with, like my close skydiving friends, or like our gambling buddies, we would run underground games and stuff before there was like poker houses and shit. This was like done in people's living rooms, and I worked for one of the biggest bookies in the state, right?
In a metal building owned by a guy named Stainless.
Yeah,
places like was probably one of my fucking clients, dude. Stainless still probably owes me money. So, like, there was a time when I'm pretty sure my entire like phone book and my flip phone would have been like, all right, now I'm, I'm still pretty sure I have some friends that would say yes, but some of my friends they have something to lose at this point in their life, so we have to pick someone that's like kind of right on the edge. I want to pick someone that I don't know I want to be surprised by what they're going to do. And I think Kyle might not be bad for that, because he can go either way depending on how much he's been drinking that night.
I think Kyle would be a good one, just because Clay and I have met him and there's some context there, and we kind of have a little bit of an idea what his personality's like.
It'd be funny. Oh man, she's in the comments. It'd be funny to do that to someone like Mariah or Christina. That would be hilarious.
Mariah's saying Glenn.
Oh, Glenn's the guy?
Glenn? Now, that's the thing. Glenn would probably say... If I asked Glenn to go do some hood rat shit with me, he would probably say yes. If I asked Glenn for money, he'd probably say no. So it's like for him, violence is way easier to come up with than cash. He's like,
is that the guy with the claymore on his chest?
I think that's the right way to do it. Don't ask for money. Just say, we're gonna go do some things, and you can't you can't mention it later on. Are you in or out?
We're going to make crime.
Yeah, we're gonna go do some things. It ain't gonna be pretty. You can't talk about it.
Dude, just based off of y'all's video, the guy I'm calling is the guy with the claymore on his chest, and the guy in the American leotard onesie. Like, I saw those two dudes. I was like, hell yeah, those guys want to party.
Yeah, those are the types of dudes that it's like it's worth someone breaking into their house just so they can finally get it on. It's worth it.
Oh my gosh, we have down the road. There's a trailer home buddy lived in. Guy broke into his home. That guy pulled a samurai sword on him. I later sold that guy a gun. Yeah. What? So, y'all's video with the Claymore guys and stuff. Clay said that's like a normal thing for y'all to dress up like that?
Oh, so Cody was the first one we called after we visited you. And I'm like, Cody, you would not believe this place, dude. It's like 25 dudes, and they're listening to like the soundtrack of like biplanes dogfighting, like the music that you would hear if that was happening. And they're building guns to this. And everyone gets along. Like it's like a lot of personalities. I'm sure there's egos here and there, but it's all these like dudes, all these alphas getting along, listening to some crazy music. Everyone's got their own different style, the way they dress. Had a dude wearing a unitard in the video. Yeah. All these different personalities under one roof, and it was like cool. It was totally legit, cool. Everyone was down with each other.
Yeah. So two things. We don't hire based on experience. Like people like turn in an application or something, they have 30 years of fucking armor experience. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but like that's not what we're looking for, right? We hire based on chemistry alone. Like part of their interview is to tell us the most fucked up joke. They're like something that they'd be really embarrassed about, like something that they're kind of scared that once they told the joke, like we may judge them. Like that's probably who's going to the next round of interviews. Okay. So, I mean, like we hire on chemistry. You have to be kind of fucked up to work there. You have to believe in the cause. You actually have to believe in arming people. You have to be terrified of letting your friends down. You have to be terrified of letting the brand down or letting your customer down. There's a common trait, and all of our guys are terrified of being the weak fucking link. And that's an amazing crew to have. An amazing crew. So, yeah. Yeah, and then the Claymore dude, he wore that kilt to work one day, and he is the entire reason in our handbook we have you have to wear pants at work. So we have a company handbook, and everything in there was probably from some incident that happened. And the whole reason why pants are mandatory at work is because of that dude. And supposedly, like he was sitting down on one of the bar stools and like just kind of maybe lost track of the fact that he's wearing a kilt. and like supposedly his dick offended Roland or something.
He like Britney Spears to everybody.
I thought you were gonna say like a buffer spring. I thought you were gonna say like a buffer spring shot out and went up his kilt and like.
No. I think he pulled like the whole Fatal Attraction, you know, like legs crossing fucking like deal. And so there's a
it's like going to lunch
rule now. Yeah, but I love the fact that we have a dude who wears a kilt. No, like that's Sons of Liberty.
Yeah, super dope. I remember that day. It was so funny. So we're all getting geared up, and they're like, "Mike's running behind. What's taking him so long? He's out tracks. He's shopping for a tracksuit. That's why he's late." All right, very nice.
Dude, those things are incredible. Like I've been living a lie. I have like every color now. Tracksuits are really comfortable.
Well, dude, if you're gonna go around collecting debts, you'd want to be comfortable, you know.
That's a good point.
That's so funny. That was a lot of fun, Mike. I really enjoyed that too, and I'll second like what Clay said. It just was like, it was just funny to watch business as usual. There was like so cool. The music and the vibe and everything. It didn't feel like to me that everything just stopped for us. It felt like it was a different day for sure. But everyone was there doing their thing. And it was like, all right, we'll let you know when we're going to be in the building filming something, you know, and you got a really awesome crew, dude.
Yeah, there was not
Clay
a single objection.
Like,
everybody was stoked.
Clay said he was like really nervous. He called me afterwards. He was like, man, I was so nervous. And then we got there and everyone was just super cool. Everything flowed. And that's what he kept talking about is how, man, everybody in this place got along so good.
Yeah, it was cool. Like, you know, we talk about this all the time. Tony and I doing this AK thing for so long. There's a lot of circles that we're not around very much. Just because we're always around AK companies and people that spend money on AKs and AK stuff. So when I knew that we were going to this, I mean, a highly respected facility that builds some highly respected guns with highly respected personalities in charge there, like we're not around that in the AR world much. Not that much. So, you know, here we are, we're going to go film this big promo for this big event. So, yeah, it was out of my element a little bit. So, you know, we're getting there, and Cody was on the phone with us on the way there. And I'm like, man, you know, this is going to be different. But, you know, I don't know how all these dudes are going to take a couple of these AK jabronis in here, and we're going to, like, be pointing, go do this, while we, like, film stuff. I'm like, I don't know how these dudes are going to handle that. Like, I just don't know. So we get there. And to make it worse, Christina's like, all right, everyone, listen up. This is the talent, okay? So this is the talent. This is Tony. He's also the talent, okay? Camp, you're going to be a talent, and Mike's going to be the talent. So everyone just do your thing. Don't shoot them, okay? They're going to be walking in with guns. Don't pull your concealed carries, all right? Capiche? And I'm like, oh, God. Like, I probably look like a dick. But it was totally cool, man. Like, everyone was so down. It was Full Kit Friday. Sons of Liberty has Full Kit Friday instead of Casual Friday. It's the coolest thing. Everyone's wearing full kit, super legit. I called Cody. I'm like, they have Full Kit Friday. Bro, my job doesn't do that. It's super rad.
Our guys go train. They go shoot. Like, so the whole armorer crew will go out with Mike Green from Green Ops or something, and they all shoot. Because if you have dudes that are really good at mechanically building guns, they're very good at meticulous at mechanically building guns, but they've never actually run a gun through a carbine course, so they've never actually run a match. The way you do certain things on a rifle would be kind of counterintuitive, like where you would put a spot for like a QD sling, unless you've ever run a rifle with like a light, or like certain slings or with armor or whatever the fuck you're doing. How you would just put a sling on a gun is a little different. And so we all of our guys are super encouraged for them to go out there, shoot, go out in the field, go run guns. And then, dude, like a bunch of our guys are giant Kalash fans. Did y'all ever meet Scotty, the Australian that worked for us for many years, like from like day one?
Never met him.
He's a walking fucking encyclopedia of guns. If you handed him some, like in some just obscure J-frame receiver, fucking revolver, he would tell you probably what day that thing was made. He's that guy. Giant AK guy. I mean, I think he's actually going to go work with Jim here soon or something. But our whole shop are AK fans.
Yeah, I knew about him for years. I probably found pictures and rants and memes of him before I ever even knew about Sons years ago. The dude was super well known.
He lived with me for a while, and we didn't fucking know each other that well when he moved in with me. And this was like the very early days of Sons. And I would get these packages to my house, and there was like Cyrillic writing and stuff on them. I'd open it, there was just boxes of Bakelite mags. And I'm like, Scotty, like, where do you? I'm like, bro, where the fuck do you get this? I was like, oh, I got a bro in Belgium. I got a bro in Poland.
Why does this box smell like vodka?
Crime.
He had human heads shipped to us.
What?
This is true. Yes, he had human heads. Like, did y'all see that skull? That the decorative carved skull in the front room of the entry? That's a real fucking. Oh God! When you come back, so he had two of these show up. And they came. What's that?
In the glass case.
In the glass case, yeah. Those are actually two real skulls that his friend somewhere in the Eastern Bloc carved and sent us. Got it through customs, and it came across in the custom slip as decorative wall art. And these, we named him Franz because it came off the fucking the Russian front, I think.
Well,
I didn't order this. Skull. It's a human skull. It's got our logo carved in it. It has 7.62.
Cody, you probably have one in your backyard, dude.
Dude, both of us have dead bodies in our shop. Hey, I
think the ATF wants to know if you have bodies in your yard from the previous owner.
I had to sign an affidavit saying for 5 years after I bought the house, the ATF could sieve my yard for teeth. I did.
Oh my God.
Dude, I went to Cody's last time I was over at Cody's shop. He was like digging up stuff, and there's like freezer bags full of rice and beans that he's like digging up out of the yard.
I bury food. I'm like a squirrel.
And then I'm like looking out in the backyard, and there's like a bench press bench and like a punching bag hanging underneath a tree, like this workout equipment,
like prison yard style.
I've got an outdoor workout. I work out.
Cody's like, what?
In nature.
Dude, like the next day or two, Cody texts me. I'm like, "How was your workout today?" He's like, "Well, it was okay, but I swallowed a bee."
Dude, I was on the down press and I went, and a fucking bug went right down my throat. I was like, oh! I threw the barbell over. Dude, the bad thing is I had one of those big ropes that you do the swingy thing, and I put it in a tree so I could do that, and I didn't work out for like a year because I'm fat, and the tree grew into the rope, and now I can't get the rope's that big around. I can't get it out of the tree, so I've started doing the rope thing again. I'm like, someday I'm just gonna pull this whole tree down. I'm gonna get strong enough.
I'm so strong, I'm gonna pull it down. Yeah.
Oh, that actually looks pretty good then. Anyway, I got a pull-up bar too. Got a heavy switch on it.
Yeah, I think I agree with Mariah. This has turned into an acid trip of a conversation.
I like how this guy said, Cody, talk about your goat. The last time we did an open house. So, Mike, we do these open houses at my shop. I bring the trailer down, we cook chickens and stuff. And I'm in the shop, and we're talking, and somebody comes inside and is like, Cody, there's some pigs in your yard. I was like, oh, they're mine. They got out. My house is like down the road a ways. My pigs got out and came down here, and this guy's talking about the goats. I'm like, yeah, the goats used to come down, but you shoot them with a BB gun enough times. Which earlier I had to run off because I thought I heard the pigs. They know that I feed them. They can smell me down here or something. They come. Clay, were you there when the pigs
around with
showed up?
these giant nut sacks, right behind them.
Oh, yeah, one of them pigs has got balls. Anyway, that's off topic. All right, back to guns. Hey, pistol caliber carbines for this match. I got a good one. Colt SMG, taking the stick mags. That would be baller.
That's
yeah. I've got an SBR A1, the old Colt 9mm. I freaking love it.
Of course, you cannot have. You couldn't do this thing without MP5s. There's just no way.
MP5 for sure.
So this is Cody coming home the other day, and your goat's gonna get what I'm seeing.
That's fucking awesome.
That's Maggie and Egan. Mangum goat guy.
And you were like, third time today.
Dude, so let me tell you guys how excited people are about this shooting event. It's like 3 days after y'all make the announcement, and I get a text message. Can you make Uzi? I'm like, yeah. And like 2 days later, a guy shows up. He's like, I bought all this off the internet. It's a big Tupperware container full of Uzi parts. He's like, I need you to make me an Uzi for the thing. I'm like, all right. Literally, less than a week after y'all made the announcement, I'm now building a semi-auto Uzi for this guy.
So we've been hearing similar things from like Iron Curtain and other gunsmiths that plan on coming out. They're like, dude, people are literally already asking us to build some retro guns specifically for Lethal Weapons.
Hell
like,
yeah.
dude, the hype is real. I mean, let's, and I'm gonna brag on Mike here. He's not gonna brag on himself, so I gotta. When all this came about, we had the opportunity to do this with a lot of different people. Dude, we were AR manufacturers. Tony can vouch for me. We were getting messages from all different types of AR manufacturers. Some fly by night, some pretty reputable. None of which have the respect, the two-way advocacy, just the attitude, like the presence that Sons has. There's just something about it, that je ne sais quoi that they have. It's just cool. They're a very cool company, and it just helps that they make some dope ARs that are
and their guns are
pretty rad.
Like,
Sometimes it's just meant to be. You guys are right down like a couple hours away. It's like your culture is like it's like perfectly in line with where we want to go. All the right things. Sometimes life just plays out that way, and it's like it's just meant to be, and that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, it had to check boxes. I'm a uber proud Texan. I'm a 7th generation Texan. I love being a Texan. I brag on Texas. I'm one of those dudes that will go rah, 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 Texas, no matter what state I'm in. Love it.
It's hell yeah.
So when we always talked about this, like, for us being a Texas event, Texas companies are huge for us. Like, anytime a Texas company wants to come on board, it is a big freaking deal. So not only everything I just said about how cool Sons is, but they're based in freaking San Antonio. I mean, just the shirt Mike's wearing right there. They're obviously proud to be Texan. So when this whole, like, all the stars were aligning, and we've always just sort of known when things felt right, the way Mike reacted to us pitching him this idea is how we wished every freaking title sponsor would react. Everyone wants to put their name on an event and say, yeah, how much is it? Cool, just put our name all over the shit. We'll see you in 12 months. That happens all the time. And they're not really present. They don't really take ownership of the thing. When he said this was the one thing he's been more excited about than, anything in a long time, like that, not a lot of vendors say that. And then he walked the walk afterwards, invited us into their home, gave us the free run of the place, helped us produce these awesome trailers and these sizzle reels for the event. Not a lot of people are willing to do that when they put their name on the event. A lot of people just want to pay, put their name on it, and walk away and take all the accolades later. It's been an awesome experience, and you guys will see that. You'll see that reflected at the event with the amount of work that's going to go into it. And that this event is made for enthusiasts. This is not a moneymaker. This is not something we do because we feel like we have to. I'm planning something along with these guys that I want to go to, something that I think is fun, and I'm hoping that resonates with the people that show up.
Mm-hmm. This was the easiest decision I ever made. I'm sitting there listening to this on the phone. Like, this is the best idea I've ever heard in my life. This is the first match. This is the first match I've shot in 7 years. I'm putting together a squad.
Yeah, this has really been a real treat. It's been next level. The amount of resources, like what Clay just said. Our experiences. There's two types of vendors. There's the ones that just kind of show up, give you a check, and go home, and it's like this is just another day, another thing for them. And then we have some that are like very, they're very invested, very engaged, and they're extending a lot of resources, and that's great. But like our experience with you so far has been on a level on its own, and it's been awesome. It's really thank you, and I know Mariah's in the comments too, and thank you very much, Mariah, all the hard work that you put into the content.
Thank you, Mariah. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Chris. Everyone.
Looking forward to the bloopers.
Whenever you talk to vendors, first of all, I have a feeling that almost any vendor that you talk to, someone that you would actually want to approach, someone that you want us to approach, I would imagine like the people that we're thinking of in our head are probably going to be pretty excited to be involved in this thing, right? Because I mean, it's like this is the kind of stuff that reminds you of why you got into this business to begin with. Like, there are some people out there that are like shit peddlers, and they're in it for a quick buck. They're the dudes that come into the gun industry when there's a rush, and they get out of the gun industry whenever they go. There's some other bullshit. I'm talking about the guys like us that got into this thing because we love guns and we love like the actual humor and the culture and like the toxic masculinity, and all of the cool shit, that was the 80s and 90s, and so for me, this is this is not about advertising. This is not about revenue. Like, I hope we spend and lose. Not me. I'm saying not the organization, but I'm totally cool to spend whatever all I have to have the most amount of fun at this thing. And this is what it is. It's fun. This is it. Like 362 other days out of the year are, I'm work driven. I'm on the road. We're driving the brand. These 3 days are just fun.
I appreciate you saying that, because hearing stuff like that motivates me. Because like my shop is small. I'm basically a one-man shop. I've got 2 helper guys. One I make anyway. But again, when I think about once a quarter, I'm like, man, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of hearing all the negativity from the gun industry and the people online. But every so often, it's stuff like this that comes up that makes me go, damn, I love this job. I want to keep doing this. I'm gonna keep doing it until I can't stop.
And a lot of that, I gotta tell you, a lot of like the negativity and a lot of that kind of stuff you see, that some of the toxicity of the gun community. I think those are people that might have recently got into guns, and it's almost more of a fashion thing. Like, then there's those of us that literally were into guns when we were kids, right? I think that's almost who this appeals to. That you grew up, like your first toy was a toy gun. You played Army in the backyard. Like, this is.
I sawed off my first cap gun.
Yeah,
I had a cap gun shotgun, and I sawed it off as a kid.
I was bitter as fuck that they didn't have like airsoft and all this badass stuff when I was a kid. Like, I remember having like spray paint the red tip of my shitty plastic Toys R Us gun. Anyways, this event is for the kids that played Army in their backyard and built forts and shit like that. That's yeah.
And it's produced by the kids that did those things. So it's like, for us, we're not following a playbook. Like, to us, it's like, if we could do the coolest thing ever, what would we do? Okay, let's do that. We don't have to answer to anybody. We don't have to play by the rules. We don't have to worry about, conflict of interest or, whatever, and get 20 people sign off on an idea. Like, we're going to just put pedal to the metal and put on a high production, high quality event and have a freaking blast. This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, and I want to throw this out real quick too. I know that they're in the every other day of the year for like the gun industry. Like, it's highly competitive. There are sometimes personality conflicts. There all that kind of stuff. I want to just say this on my behalf, because if there's somebody you guys want to approach that might not like me personally, or might be not like Sons of Liberty, I'll tell you what, man. For these 3 days, let's just call a fucking truce. Let's just have fun. This is the DMZ zone. I will work with anybody who, if you have the kind of personality that would find this thing fun, I promise you we can get along for 3 days. And even if we go back to being sworn enemies at the end of this thing, for these 3 days, let's have a good time.
Let's come out of the trenches and have a Christmas truce. All right.
Yeah.
Just, in the spring.
Yeah, and Mike, there's been some things that have happened at Kalash Bash that were kind of like what you're describing, where some truces have been made. There was a guy that, this is kind of a funny story. So this is like probably 2-3 months before Kalash Bash. We're like kind of getting our final plans together, and Clay goes, "Hey man, some guy reached out to me and wants to propose to his girlfriend at Kalash Bash, and he wants to make it a thing, like, make a deal about it, right?" So as we get closer and closer to the event, we come up with a plan, and the plan is, during the award ceremony, we're going to do something kind of cool, and we're going to call this chick up, and he's going to propose to her, right? So the plan is that Clay's going to call her number and call her up there and be like, hey, we're going to do this thing, and maybe you'll win a gun, or we're going to blindfold you, and then take the blindfold off, and he's going to be there. And this shit is so funny. We're like 30 minutes, maybe an hour into the awards ceremony, and Clay looks over at me and goes, I don't have her number. Like, I don't have her badge number. And so he like makes an announcement. He's like, hey, somebody's supposed to give me a special number, and, you know, someone's supposed to do something, and if you're that person, you need to get up with the program. So 10 minutes later, Clay's like, he goes, I got the number. It's 277. And I'm like, cool, you ready? And he's like, let's do it. And we're like, diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle, playing around and shit, right? Clay grabs the microphone, and he goes, 276. And he calls the wrong fucking number. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, maybe I don't know what's going on here. Like, Clay. And, like, dude, the crowd is all sitting around, and Clay's like, 276, come on up. And some rando, not the chick that we're trying to call up, some rando guy's like, yeah!
And he's super pumped. And the crowd is very pumped for him to be winning this.
Dude, and Clay goes, no, 277.
And the whole crowd turned on us, dude.
Dude,
the atmosphere changed.
Dude, the crowd was like, what the fuck? Boo! What the fuck?
It's rigged!
Yeah,
like, people were yelling
it's
shit.
all rigged. Finally, the chick comes up. She's like, I don't know what the hell's going on. And Clay's like, oh my God. And I'm sitting next to him like, bro, this place is about to mutiny on our ass right now. People are like, this shit's rigged.
Yeah, 277.
Yeah. So here's the video. Clay's going to play. At this point, she's up there. Clay's got the blindfold on her. And this is what happens.
It's magic.
So we told her, all right, here's what you're going to do. We're going to blindfold you. We're going to put an AK in front of you. If you can identify the AK, oh, you win it. It's this big thing. So obviously we needed her blindfolded. AJ comes up, drops to a knee. I was like, you know what? I'd change my mind. She's not going to guess it. Let's take that blindfold off.
We're like, yeah, you're not going to win.
So, dude, in this moment, the crowd that was burning holes through my skull erupts. Like, they totally get it. They totally get why we had to do that. And it was awesome, dude.
Oh, that's awesome.
Not a dry eye in the place. It was so dope, dude.
It took about 30 seconds of the crowd, like, pretty much, like, scheming on how they were going to freaking give us the worst Yelp review. And then they all realized what was happening right at that moment. And, like, you could hear all the gasps. People were just like, oh, shit, you know? And it was a special awesome moment. It was super cool. We got to do that.
And there were some alliances, like, drama in this industry is so freaking real, and it sucks, but it happens. And, man, I'll tell you what, like, last year, there was a lot of, like, hey, bygones, let's let bygones be bygones. I mean, we had companies come out that we thought would never come back, and everyone was so cool with each other. Like, we really mended a lot of bridges, not that were burned on our side. It's just a lot of vendors pick and choose. You know, some of these vendors, and I won't name names, but some are very vocal about, I don't want to be next to that vendor, or I'm not showing up unless that vendor comes, and I won't even step foot on site if that guy shows up. Like, that happens. It happens.
Yeah, so I'm go ahead, dude.
No, and that's, as a young gunsmith and a young, business developer, walking up to some of these bigger shops like Iron Curtain Customs and stuff, I walk up to those guys, I'm like, hey, just want to come over and check out your guns real quick because I want to see them. And they're like, hey, we saw you build this such and such, this and that and the other. And everyone's super supportive. And like you said, let's all come together for 3 days. And that's what Clash Bash is awesome for me, is all these people that I secretly look up to, and like, I'm like cruising their Instagrams and stuff going, man, I want to build one of those because they built it. It's badass. All those people are super supportive. And you don't find that anywhere else.
I'm being straight, and you can put this out there. You can cut this and put it out there as a clip if you want. Like, you're
live.
What I'm saying is, like, if there's anybody I've ever had a difference in the past, or if we're still competitors, tomorrow, or if we don't like each other the day after, dude, I'll tell you what, man, I'm looking forward to just having fun and getting along. That would be awesome. So I hope that I know there's probably people that might be interested, and I'm not saying because of Sons Liberty, but they might have different conflicts of interest. There are two people in my head right now that I would love to see come to this event, even if it's just to attend and have fun. And I would love more than anything to see that. And so, kind of priming the stage to maybe make those invites under this pretense of like the Christmas truce.
Do you want to make?
I'll make sure I send him this
formal invitation now.
We don't have to name names, but I will send him this link, and I'll be like, "Come on."
Yeah,
it'll be
it.
Do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, let's not name names. Some people would rather us not.
So this is a magical event. This is a wonderland of guns and shirtless
and
denim.
Second Amendment support.
Our sleeveless denim.
Hey, you know what's so funny? Galco has not reached out yet.
That's
outrageous.
What the heck?
That's what they're holding out. They're playing hard to get. Like, what
Dude,
the fuck?
Come be relevant. I made a place for you to be relevant. Come on.
Hey, that company that you were showing the heat rig commando store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They reached out and I sent a packet to them.
Good. I bugged them, dude. So someone tagged me in that yesterday, and I was like, someone finally made it. Like there's like very few YouTube videos on people going, you got to piece this together with this. This is people have really gotten,
Can you send me that link?
detailed.
Dude,
I emailed it to you, Mike. It's in your email.
I'm so buying.
Remember the
that shit.
Boondock Saint multi-pistol vest?
Yeah.
I made one of those one year out of a life preserver.
Hey, Galco, if you're listening, we need a Boondock Saint multi-pistol vest right now.
Absolutely.
We need it. Do it.
That wasn't an 80s or 90s movie, but that was a good gun movie. But,
I'll tell you, dude, that movie, the greatest scene of all time is when he kills the cat, and he's like, shut your fat ass up, Sadie. I did kill your fucking cat. Love that movie.
Total movie
So
we forgot to talk about. Trimmers. Somebody.
Oh, yeah.
I know who's going to run an elephant gun at this match. I've got somebody that's going to run an elephant gun at this match.
Cody talks about trimmers every other day of the week.
Genius. Dude, of course, you need Bert and an elephant gun.
Yeah.
That is totally qualifies. Is there an elephant gun division?
Yes.
It'd probably fall under battle rifle, I guess.
Dude, Cody's got the Quigley Down Under gun.
Oh, and I'm building a suppressor for it right now. I'm crap. Anyway.
Didn't y'all had an RPG division, didn't you? For Clash?
Yeah, there was only one guy in it, but yeah. Yeah.
We should have a proximity mines division. That would be cool.
If you look at this room, what do you think inspired this?
Cody's showing us his gun collection through his potato.
All you're missing is Reba McEntire, dude. That's
Dude.
Bert's fucking basement.
My dad had the biggest. My dad had the biggest hard on for Reba in that movie. She's got the Winchester Model 70 and 458 Win Mag or 375 H&H Magnum. There's some debate over which one.
It's being debated currently to this day.
The elephant gun.
Oh gosh,
What?
I love how
No,
Cody's
Reba
giving
was
us
hot in that
the 360 glory hole camera.
Yeah, his gun collection through. I feel like I'm spying on Cody.
Well, this guy said, oh, never mind. Yeah, I can't go down to the hardware store without running for a pack of smokes. Anyway, yeah, Bert Gummer.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the scene where the guys, they're running, and he hands the guy a revolver, and he's like, Bert, you gave me a gun with no ammo. And then he hands that back to Bert, and Bert, cracks open and double checks, yeah.
So
total
we
gun
need a
guy.
Chinese
I think
star
that guy, huh?
stage. We need a Chinese star stage. See, American Ninja, all the fucking ninja movies of the 80s. Dude, I just thought of this. We got the guns covered. There needs to be a Chinese star blowgun stage of some. Maybe not a stage, but maybe a bay or something.
Or a side attraction, right?
A side attraction. Yeah. Because you cannot. There's no way I can get through my experience in the 80s without some fucking Dudikoff or some American Ninja, dude.
Right. Mike, one of the ideas we had, and it ended up never coming through because of the technology. We just weren't able to pull it off. But Clay and I called around and got quotes for those inflatable movie screen things, and we're like, all right, what's the biggest one we could find? And we found a company that I think they were able to do like a 30-foot inflatable screen, and we were like, dude, how cool would it be to like rig one up and rig up a Nintendo 64 and play 4-player GoldenEye and just like do that shit all night long. And the only reason we really couldn't pull it off is because the it's like it would be so over pixelated from being blown up so big because the visual quality is not good.
Why couldn't we sit there and just play movies though? So, like, how come we can't do like just a giant movie night off to the side?
We could do that. That would be easy to do.
Playing in the background, or Tremors, or Predator.
Yeah.
Predator would be a dope one.
Predator would be a great one, man.
I'd be willing to bet you somebody we know could clip together all like the intense action scenes from all those movies and come up with like a 3-hour-long loop that we could just play.
Predator has almost every gun. You got a minigun, you got an MP5, you got rotary grenade launcher, M203 on a fixed carry handle. You've got M60. Like Predator, dude, for me, Predator was... I remember being like 7 years old watching Predator. And I'm like, Dad, I don't want to go in the woods anymore. He's like, well, go get your toy gun. I went and got, like, I sat in his lap with my little toy cap gun and was like, I feel better now.
I've got homework for Mariah. Okay? Make a sizzle reel. I'm talking like, you son of a bitch. Like everything. All the cool stuff.
Mariah,
cut it all together. Cut it all together.
Well, you know she's never seen any of these movies, right?
We can give her.
She had. You say no. Hey, call. She's very apt and willing to learn. She's a little bit. But no. I have some homework for her, and I will help her get what you're looking for. She has the talent. And I have the obsession with the 80s and 90s action movies.
Dude, imagine some hard-hitting synth wave like Testarossa. What we were just talking about the show. Miami Vice. Think of the opening tune to Miami Vice, like some dope synth. Imagine that with just nothing but 80s action scenes and some hard-hitting synth would be super rad.
And don't forget, a lot of those movies had like very tasteful nudity scenes. So I don't know.
Yep.
Man, I remember watching Top Gun. There's that sex scene, and I was like, I look at my dad. He's like, "Yep." All right, I get to watch this.
I've always thought that scene went a little long myself.
It was very long. But you know what was worse than that scene? You know what was worse than watching that one? My dad was watching the scene in Deliverance where the guy makes the other guy squeal like a pig.
Oh, dude, I remember watching that with my parents when I was in high school.
Yeah, I look over at my dad and he's like, so Top Gun, I see the sex scene, I look at my dad, he's like, yep. Deliverance, I look at my dad, he's like, nope.
He's like,
yeah. That's an uncomfortable fucking scene, dude.
Oh, dude.
Like, that's a really uncomfortable scene.
Hey, ahead of its time.
Me off about Deliverance?
You know?
Well, here's what pisses me off about Deliverance. The cover of the movie is a guy coming out of the water with a sawed-off double barrel. Never happened in the movie.
Yeah, a lot of cool compound bow action though.
Yeah, but there's also a crossbow in that movie, which is gay.
Okay.
Right.
Are crossbows gay?
Yeah, if you're not in a wheelchair, you shouldn't have a crossbow.
If crossbows are gay, call me Liberace because I think they're dope.
I was really excited. I was like really excited about to lean into the microphone and like tell the story, and then I remembered, oh, that's illegal. And then I had to sit back down, and I was like,
this one.
Keep that story to myself.
To quote Clay, what's your favorite crime?
Oh yeah. Well, hey, I actually had a few questions for Mike.
Okay.
We're getting to our 2-hour mark here, so I know Mike's a busy guy, probably has things to do. A lot of you guys have kids.
I got Pete.
We ask of you, these are common questions. Like if I go to SHOT Show, Pappas has answered all these questions. A lot of people do. Mike, at the shop, who would you say is the biggest taddler?
Taddler?
Tom.
Okay, hold on. Tom, biggest taddler. Second question.
Oh, man.
Who is most likely to eat some other dude's food out of the refrigerator? That's clearly labeled. Who's most likely to do that?
Little sneaky snacker.
Walk out with some other dude's mustard on his lip. He's like, I don't know what happened. Like that guy. Who's that guy?
Like chocolate on his hands. I don't know.
Hey, I'm just as confused as you are.
Probably Dusty. I think Dusty would be the...
That son of a bitch.
Don't call them by their name. Describe them by what they were wearing in the video.
Yeah, that's what we. That's a yeah. Now we have some frame of reference.
Oh shit!
Fuck me, Jesus! I feel a little vulnerable with you guys now.
Tom's a taddler. Okay, Dusty's a sneaky snake. All right, Mike. If you had to pick one, what's your favorite crime?
See, I mean, probably, I would have to say gambling, or something that I don't think should be a crime.
That's not a crime.
But, well, in like running sports books and stuff like that in Texas.
Oh, running tickets.
Insider trading.
Hey,
insider trading would be I'll tell you what, insider trading would be a pretty fun crime. I just never tried.
I hear that's like the hustle in prison is being the guy with the books.
Dude, Kalash, come on. Gun running is the best crime. You know what, Mr. Kamaz? You are right, sir. Gun running is the best crime.
That's our good buddy John.
Yeah.
Hey, John just got shot the other day.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Kalash Kamaz, he got shot in the ass the other day. Some dudes attempted a murder, and he got shot in the ass. Sorry, John, I'm going to tell your story. So here's the thing. We all went to Vegas, and we shot an AK match. We come home. John had just shot Kalash Bash. He shot like 4 AK matches. We drove all over the country. Drives all over the country shooting all these matches. He is armed to the teeth, strapped the entire time. He gets all the way home. Unloads his guns, takes his carry pistol out, sets it on the counter, walks back to the car. 2 dudes with ski masks start shooting at him, and all he can do is dive behind his car and run, and got shot in the ass in the process. They shot up his house, shot up his cars, and it's funny when he tells the story, he's like, yeah, man, I don't know, like, I thought they were trying to rob me, but nope, just a regular old murder.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Oh, that's so frustrating.
Yeah. Oh. Dude, we shot a match with him like a week after. And I said, I'm like, holy shit, you got evidence stickers all over your car. He's like, yeah, I know. Dude, they shot my other car up. It's fucked up. Yeah. Still drives, though. Yeah, they got the guys. He said he knew who it was. He could recognize. He said it was a father and son that stole like a motorcycle from him like a year before, and he like went and stole it back. And I guess they retaliated like a year later.
Hold on, if he described that story in any other way other than saying I was shot in the buttocks,
yeah, it jumped right up and bit him. That's what happened.
I love talking about crime with you guys.
Did y'all guys ever see the dumpster defense lowers we did?
Yes.
So there's these fucking guys in Abilene, dude, and they got into a fight over a mattress. And like there was like a father and son, and this other dude was like really, like,
dude, I've seen it.
Yeah. Okay. So the lower receiver was the kid with like no shirt, and he's pointing that fucking shotty, and that was the roll mark. And then the selector markers were, I doubt it. And then the fire was like, the fuck was that, dude?
Right here.
Like, oh, that's right, yeah. Take your swing.
Take your swing. Fuck you, cocksucker. Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, he had like a shockwave.
That whole thing was over a mattress thrown in an alley next to a dumpster.
So I did this for the NFA group, right? Hilarious thing. The father and son saw this receiver because they were like a big hit in Abilene. And it turns out they don't have the kind of sense of humor you would expect for 2 people who shot someone over a fucking mattress. I was kind of thinking they'd be, funny.
Oh, yeah.
No, they didn't find that funny at all.
Like if somebody made a mean gun after me, I'd be like, my life is complete. That's my greatest honor.
I would have gifted him one if he was acquitted. Like, not because I support his, his.
Dude, I like how that guy had sweatpants.
Funny.
He had sweatpants like pulled up over his belly button. like right, like drawstringed really tight, and he had like a Mossberg Shockwave. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure on the other end of that Shockwave, it was devastating, but like the ultimate gangster. Like when I think of if you combined methamphetamine trailer park with King of the Hill, that's what happened there, and it was in Arlington, right?
No, Abilene. And so this guy, the guy that got shot, like he was like his fucking mailman hated him. Like the people, like he was just kind of off, and he was super confrontational. He tried fighting the mailman like the day before. So like nobody was super upset about how this thing kind of worked itself out. It just, anyways. Damn. That lower was hilarious. Some people got angry. That was it. So that was almost the roll mark.
There's the roll mark right there.
That's the roll mark right there, dude. That's the money shot. Now, mind you,
dude, you're right. So it's past his belly button.
So this was right whenever we started having. You'll love this. This is right whenever we started having Zev machine our receivers. So we had contracted Zev to start machining our receivers, right? And this was like the first project we gave them to this new company. I'm like, here, I need you to do this. Do you mind? And they're like, are you serious? I'm like, yes.
And then they went and watched the video and they saw the guy like,
yeah. Hey, speaking of gun people getting memed into history, Cody, there's a funny story about a guy who got memed into the future at Kalash Bash a couple months ago, and you had an interaction with him. Do you remember?
Oh, bro, I've got his picture right here. It's framed.
You don't remember, Cody?
Yeah. Oh, I don't want your monies.
Yeah. Dude, you want to tell your side of the story, Cody?
So it was a Tuesday. It was crisp outside. The weather was 70 degrees. It was sunshiny. No, it was a Saturday. Whatever. Anyway, we got the machine gun rental going on, right? I got my boys, Nick and Rob, Big Dick Rob, and I think Dirty Dick Graham might have been there. And they're loading mags, and they're taking the money from the guys. And I've been seeing this guy all day, all creepy looking like a gay Mr. Rogers, walking around with a big camera. And he's taking photos of shit. But not like, hey, this is a cool event. He's like zooming in like he's Jeff Attenborough in a Nature Guy or something, and he looks weird, right? And he comes up, and Nick takes his money, and Nick goes, and Nick's super observant. He's ex-military, super smart, one of the most observant people I know. He's got eagle eyes, right? And he takes his money, and it's fake money, and he goes, what am I supposed to do with this? And the guy's like, and he pulls out like other money, magically has the same amount he needed, pulls it out of another pocket and like hands it to Nick. And here's the deal. Maybe this guy's legit. Maybe it was an honest accident. I don't know. But Nick was like, hey, this guy's got fake money. He's handing it out trying to pay off shit. And I'm like, yeah, that seems fucked up or messed up. And I started watching this guy. Oh, I went to Nick. I said, well, where's he at now? He goes, oh, he's vanished. Poof. The guy like Caspers through the the gun smoke, right? We can't find him. And I'm like, man, something seems fishy here. Something ain't right. And Nick's like, yeah, dude, I think you should go tell somebody. I'm like, all right, let me find an adult. So I went and got Tony. And I told Tony, I was like, hey, man, there's this weird guy. He just tried to pay with fake money. Now, keep in mind, like I said, maybe this guy was an honest mistake. I'm dumb. I've done stupid stuff. I mean, I've given a stripper the wrong amount of money before. It happens. And Tony was like, yeah, something's off here. Let me go get this guy. And the guy, when y'all found him, it was weird because he was like speechless. He was like, couldn't put together oh man, I just screwed up kind of thing. He was like, oh, I don't know how to describe it. That's
so
all
Cody, did you? So he was, but did anyone say how this guy he was LARPing? Did you cover like what he was LARPing as?
I thought gay Mr. Rogers.
No. Okay, look at the screen. This guy was LARPing as meme ATF guy.
No, I mean I see that now, but I don't do the internet.
Well, here's the thing. What makes it so? Here's what makes it so funny. The guy that was dressed like fake meme ATF guy tried to rent a machine gun with counterfeit money, dressed like an ATF guy making fun of ATF agents. Okay?
While I'm under investigation by the ATF.
God, it's like the Daniel Day-Lewis LARP, dude. This is like...
Okay, so the story culminates. I get a text message. All of our ROs are like on taking some R&R. They see a guy getting arrested, and one of the guy goes, "Holy shit." Takes a picture, sends it to me, and this is what came out. It's fake ATF guy getting arrested by a real cop.
I'm telling you, it's the Daniel Day-Lewis of LARPing. Like he took him years to get in character, dude. This is amazing.
Bro, we have hunted this guy down for weeks trying to find out who this is. For weeks.
And nobody...
Yes, this was just a Clash Bash.
But here's the deal. Has anybody ever heard from him? Anybody?
No. We've tried, dude.
Dude, here's the deal. His costume, it was on point.
It was.
Okay? I don't understand that. I don't do the internet.
So he wasn't the ATF guy that you were calling out for prizes because you were like, hey, wasn't there an actual ATF guy competing, or is this the ATF guy?
That was me just trying to pull the ATF out of the audience.
Yeah.
Ah, you.
Oh, dude. Hey, you want to hear something funny about the ATF? They are shooting a documentary right now with the Discovery Channel. It's like a big PR thing. They're trying to praise the ATF and make them. Oh wow, this is all. They're probably watching it. Frank is probably watching it. Anyway.
Yeah, stop letting them film your property. That's all I can say, Cody.
Cody, stop letting them do that.
It was a one-time thing. Okay.
Quit letting them snoop around your shop.
That's how it all starts, Cody. It's just a one-time thing.
Everything I do here is legal.
You got nothing to hide, boy. You got nothing to hide.
No, so the Discovery Channel is shooting a documentary about the presence of the Aryan Brotherhood under the Trump in America. So they wanted to come here and film because they had this big Aryan Brotherhood bus. And this guy who goes by the Major, who's actually a pretty cool dude. He just retired from the ATF, but he was pretty cool. He's the one who led the raid on Stainless's property. And so, dude, they filmed this whole deal where, he skids into my driveway in his car and gets out, and he's got his hand on his gun, and they go over and and the building looks completely different now. But what's funny is the ATF is filming this video about this Aryan Brotherhood guy, and while they're filming it, there's guns. My whole metal building, there's just guns everywhere. And so they're filming, and so, that the ATF is shit, we're going to have all these guns in the background, and we're filming this thing about this might get out of control a little bit.
They saved money on budget for set design, filming at your place.
Dude, how much did they pay you for that deal, Cody?
Oh, hold on. Make up a number since Melissa's watching, so at least she thinks you got paid to do this.
$4 million.
Okay.
They let his dog live. What are you talking about? It's like
what?
They let his dog live. That was what he got paid.
Oh, dude, you want to hear another funny story about the ATF? All right, this is a good one. So,
tell him what you do when the ATF comes in the summer.
I turn the AC off.
Oh my god, dude.
All right.
Oh my god.
So, I bought some guns from a guy. And before I bought them from him, he had been given a decree by a judge that he couldn't sell any more guns. And I didn't know that. So I bought 49 suppressors, a couple machine guns, a couple SBRs, blah, 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 blah. And probably not the best PR for the shop. What are you talking about, ammo guy? This is good shit. Anyway, so the ATF, I was living in the building at the time, and I had chickens. And one of the chickens had gotten in the center section of my house. And I woke up to the sound of chicken, so I went to chase the chicken out. And when I look up, there's three dudes in unmarked cars, unmarked clothes, shotgun, rifle, probably a Sons of Liberty gunworks gun, maybe, possibly. It's a pretty nice rifle, actually. One guy's got a clipboard. And so I jump behind my 54 Ford, and I'm like, "Hey, what do you guys want?" Or something, hey, mother lickers. And they're like, "We're looking for Cody Harris." I'm like, "Yeah? All right." And I'm like, well, "Who are you?" And he's like, "We're with the ATF." I'm like, "Bullshit, let's see some badges, mother effers." And I'm watching through my security camera because I'm in my underwear and all I got is my phone. And this chicken's still running around. And I look at them and they all start pulling out their neck badges, right? I'm like, oh, damn, these guys are legit. So I yell out, I got dogs. Don't shoot my dogs. I'm going to run inside and put on clothes. And I hear one of them start laughing. And through the security cameras, I see the other 2 ATF agents look at the guy laughing and they're like, and he's like, oh, yeah. So I go in, I put on my clothes, and I come outside, and I talk to them, and they come inside, and then they interrogated me for 8 hours. And I got probed. And
well, did they pay you at least?
No.
Okay.
No, but they did seize a ton of stuff.
From you?
Yeah, because everything that I took was now evidence because he sold it to me after a judge had said he has to cease and desist all business. Sucked. Gay. Anyways. Hey, remember that one ATF agent that showed up? And I'm like, I text you, I was like, Clay, check this guy out. He had like the pants that were like halfway up his calves, and he had like
he looked exactly like a dude from a meme, and I don't know the name of the meme. But he was the guy when he'd walk in, and your cameras would stop working.
Yeah, he might have been
that's how. Yeah, that's how Sons Liberty started, right?
Do tell.
I was building guns out of my garage, and I got visited from the ATF, and they sweated me down. I didn't have a license, and I was dabbling a bit in my garage, and they pulled me.
So we know your favorite crime.
So
changing your answer.
So they made this is all true. I mean, I think I had shipped like 50 guns to Alaska in 1 month or something. Anyway, this is true. And so they pulled me aside. They met me in a Kinko's parking lot, and they asked me a few questions, and I was a little bit not naive, but I was. Anyways, long story short, I learned a lesson. If the ATF asks you a question, at least back then, they already knew the answer, and they had every 4473 I had ever filled out my entire life. So they told me, hey, this is your warning. This is your fucking because you remember, like the definition of being in the business of firearms without an FFL is kind of ambiguous. It's kind of a gray definition. Okay, it's hard to actually define what that means. So they got a license, and 8 years later, tens of thousands of armed Americans later with fighting guns. I wonder if they would have rather me have just stayed dabbling in my fucking garage alone.
Damn.
I think about stuff like that. Because if I would have just dabbled in my garage once in a while. Now there's tens of thousands of Americans with legit fighting rifles.
Hell yeah.
Because I got my warning.
You know what's funny about this though is that you said the ATF already knew the answer. If I call an ATF agent with a question, they don't know. If I call 5 ATF agents,
you get 6 answers.
3 of them,
yeah.
3 of them will give me different answers for the same question, and 2 of them will be like, I don't know the answer to that, but I'll call you back, and I never hear anything back.
Yeah, the compliance side again, it's disorganized, very ambiguous. The technology side clearly, which on the 21st we're probably going to get some very shitty news.
Explain that.
Well, okay, so here's something that's actually. You got a second for a quick little thing? So,
absolutely.
So we expect the pistol brace announcement to come out on the 21st. Okay. Now, here's what's kind of fucking crazy, right? Any weapon that is currently in transit at the time that this thing goes live goes from like a Title I to a Title II firearm. Like, so if it's on the back of a FedEx truck, it left your shop as a Title I gun, and it's going to show up wherever it's at as a Title II gun. Okay, now think of the fucking mess that creates. You can't retroactively file Form 3s. You can't really retroactively file Form 2s. Form 2 has to be approved before you can Form 3 it to a dealer, right? So now you have guns that left as Title I guns and are going to arrive as Title II. Think about that for a second. Also think about every fucking gun in any warehouse or on any gun shelf or on any store, like wall, okay, with the pistol brace that was received and inventoried and cataloged as a Title I gun, now all of a sudden becomes a Title II. Now, what happens if your FFL doesn't have an 03 or an 02? Okay, and then how do you transfer that? How do you even send it back? How do you even send it back? There's no Form 3 to reverse, right? Think about this is going to be a gigantic fucking problem here next week. Gigantic, from what I understand. Now, I don't know if any adults looked at this thing and maybe tried to figure out, aside from the constitutionality problems, aside from the anti-tuition, I'm just talking about logistically. Think about it. You guys with gun experience know, gun leaves the shop as a Title I gun, it arrives as a Title II gun. How the fuck do you fix that?
I didn't even think about this.
Is the only solution to take the brace off so that it can remain a Title I gun?
I mean,
yes. Well, no.
I suppose that's correct. Yes, I suppose that is probably going to be what the solution is, but you have to think, at least technically, for at least one fucking split second, that gun just transubstantiation just becomes Title II.
Right.
Yeah, so like all my inventory, I didn't even think about this. All my inventory that I have that's got braces on it, what am I supposed to do? Move all that into my NFA book?
I mean, that's just it, dude. I mean, but you can't, right? Because they're not Form 3, they're not Form 2'd, right? So I mean, so you can't put it into your NFA book because it's never been Form 2'd, but it's never Form 3'd, you know. So I'm telling you, I mean, we're looking at this thinking, because dude, I mean, I at any given time I have $1 million worth of fucking guns in transit somewhere on some carrier, on some fucking freight carrier and pallets. What I mean, like, so we're looking at this thing just from the logistical side of like, what the fuck are you supposed to do about that?
Right, and the best part is that they're starting to change the language and throw that word willful around a little bit more.
Oh, that's don't even start on that.
That's very, very, very scary.
Yeah, the willful thing is crazy. Hey, who's Mariah? She's saying, Cody, you're causing me like headaches or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Mariah's our media girl. She's
concerned. She's concerned about your welfare.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm good.
She's very risk averse.
The dogs are safe. I got attack pigs. I give them cocaine. No problem.
She hates riding with me in a car. She's very risk averse.
Well, I tell you what, fellas, we've been live for 2.5 hours. I know everyone's got kids, so
you don't.
I don't.
No, I do, and they're downstairs and they're angry as shit.
So why don't we close this thing out? And I want to finalize this thing with saying, back to the whole reason that we're even having this conversation now. We all came together to do something really cool called Lethal Weapons Texas. If you have any love for any retro gun, all guns are cool, but retro guns have a little extra spice to them. There's just something cool. Our dad's generation, in my opinion, was cooler than our generation. They had cooler guns. They were manlier men. There's just something really rad about that generation. So we want to celebrate that. So come on down to Texas to Lethal Weapons. Bring something really cool, man. Dust off that collector-grade pre-ban and just fucking get it dirty. Put 1,000 rounds through it through a weekend, man. Hang out with some vendors that make stuff for these retro guns that might not get a lot of publicity or a lot of... They don't really collect a crowd at a lot of events they go to. And a thing that we like to do, we like to shine lights on people that might get passed over at bigger events because they try to cater to more niche markets like retro guns. I know carry handles are hard to find, but it's like being into AKs. Bitches, now you got to get on forum and start looking for shit because it's hard to find. So get out there and you'll find one, I promise you. Mike, Cody, Tony, thank you everyone for coming. Rachel brought me a picture she wanted me to show you guys. That's 3-year-old Clay next to a H-bar Bushy A2 with a couple of SKSs, man. Wearing my dinosaur shirt. Always been into this stuff.
This is why we're friends. Dude.
Yeah. Retro guns are dope, man. We'll see you guys very soon. Again, that's lethalweaponstx.com. Go check out Sons of Liberty, Weapon Genetics, Kyber Customs, Clayco, all those pages. Go give them a follow. We're all going to be talking about this event here and there over the next couple months. For all the details, you can pre-reg now for tickets. On the 27th, we'll release the list of guns that are allowed to shoot the match. If you don't want to shoot the match, buy a general admission ticket and come out and just party for 2 days. And we have camping. Yeah. Capiche? Everyone good?
Thanks, guys.
All right. See everybody.
All right. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Hey, Clay, say I love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Hi, Mom. Mom's not.